What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Executives View. This is the view from on top. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with the executives, and I do appreciate that. You guys know how I get down. If you see the show, share the show. We're all over the place, man. We on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Spotify, TikTok. We're doing big things in big places. Definitely want to take everybody along for the journey. I don't do this by myself. I got a slew of people that are sitting here ready to chop it up, talk about everything around the world of sports. The homie Villain's in the building. What's going on, Villain? How we doing, sir? Okay, we look like we're having some technical difficulties with Villain. We'll go ahead and get that taken care of. Larry, are you here? What's going on, my guy? How we doing, sir?
Man, I'm always here, man. Look,
Okay.
I'm like UPS, man. I always deliver, man.
Well, I'm glad
In the
you're
plug.
here.
If anybody at UPS watching, we need a sponsor.
Yeah.
UPS.
Breaking news. What's going on, my guy? How we doing, sir?
What's up, boys? It's always good to be talking sports with you, especially this time of year. We got a lot of football games to get into, and I'm looking forward to it.
We got a lot to get into, man, and not a lot of time, man. The rest of the guys are getting where they fit in, man. But I wanted to start talking college football because if we start talking NFL, we can stay there for 4.5 hours because there's a lot to get into with the playoffs and coaching and things of that nature. We have games kicking off this weekend. We got Oregon versus Indiana. And we got Ole Miss versus Miami. Before we get started, Villain, are you back with us, my guy?
I'm here, metal face terrorist in the house.
Okay. I'm glad you were here. Yo, you was having some technical difficulties, you know what I'm saying? That metal face, whatever, man. We'll talk about that here in a minute. But wanted to start off talking a little bit about the college football landscape, man. We got the Peach Bowl and the Fiesta Bowl to round out the Final Four. I got a Big Ten game, Indiana and Oregon, so I'm guaranteed to have a spot in the championship. And then we got Miami Ole Miss, man. If you look at how these particular games shape out, we got to go back and talk about how they got there. So, Villain, talk to me, big guy. Indiana put the belt to the backside of Alabama, which should have come as no surprise to anybody. Ole Miss survived a close one, and Miami, shocked me. And then Oregon, Texas Tech didn't shock anybody, man. If you kind of look at how these guys got to the Final Four and springboarding that, and so how you think these games will play out starting this weekend, man, what say you, big guy?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I was not surprised with the Miami game. We talked about it last week, and that 9.5, that 9.5 was disrespectful to Miami. They got a lot of talent. They got a lot of athletes over there. They just lost 2 bad games against Louisville and SMU. So I thought it'd be close. I thought Ohio State would win that game, and they really just came out and dominated that game. They were physical. They harassed Sane. They dominated the line of scrimmage on both sides of the football, and that's why they won that game. So, respect to the Hurricanes, even though me and Larry don't really vibe with that the Hurricanes, Florida State child.
Right. I think for me, since they're talking about Miami, Ohio State, I kept waiting for Ohio to flip the switch.
They never did.
And they never did because I felt as though Ohio State had better athletes.
That's debatable, serious. That's debatable.
Well, I mean, it is, but for me, again, call me a Big Ten bias because I am, but I just really felt as though Ohio State could just flip it and turn it on. And it seems like every time Ohio State would generate something, Miami would have an answer and would have a response. And, Corey, and I'm not sure if Larry said something, but I know Corey was here with us last week, and he said that don't be surprised if Miami wins this ball game. And lo and behold, that they won this ball game. Larry, talk to me, big homie. You can take it anywhere you want to take it from what took place last week.
I don't get to finish. The Villain don't get to finish.
My bad. Good work.
Lord have mercy. No, I mean, really, I'll go quick because I know, Larry want to go hard. I mean, Ole Miss was the biggest surprise to me, I mean, Oregon really put they were physical. They really beat up Texas Tech, which really surprised me. Give Oregon a lot of credit, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I think Coach said it in one of the videos that's posted on our Instagram and TikTok page. So you follow us on our socials if you haven't followed us. Oregon dominated, and at least JMU scored some points. Because
In
Texas
garbage
Tech,
time. Stop it.
yeah.
We're not doing that.
But I mean, you know what? They scored in the first half, though, Lord. So I mean, it is what it is. So still give respect to Oregon State. I was really surprised at how Indiana and Carignetti is a disciple of Saban, right? So he took that philosophy, was really physical with Alabama, and Alabama quit. I mean, I don't know if you've been watching any socials or anything like that. Alabama fans are up in arms. They're pissed. They were out of there. It's getting really bad out there in Alabama. So, Alabama got beat up. They got beat up at the line of scrimmage. They couldn't run the ball, which we talked about before, and it spelled their doom. And Ole Miss. I don't know if we're going to talk about Ole Miss and how Lane Kiffin is just being Lane Kiffin, but that's
He's
getting to
clutching
be
a check. My man is cashing checks right now.
He took 4 assistants already, and the other 2 said, if you want me to coach at LSU, you're going to let me finish this season at Ole Miss. So it's really, just Lane Kiffin being Lane Kiffin at the end of the day.
Go, breaking news.
No, I was just gonna say the beauty of Ole Miss keep winning is the fact that Lane Kiffin and LSU are not able to do what they want to do right now, right? Like they would like to have been much more active in the transfer portal. They would have liked to have been, already working on next season, and obviously they didn't. As you know, serious because I turned in the picks. I did pick Ole Miss to win that game, and Ole Miss did win the game. Alabama did get slapped around. I think the most interesting game, and you guys touched on it, but I think it's worth noting is Miami. Miami, not just the fact that they beat Ohio State, but the fashion in which they beat Ohio State, the fact that they were the more physical defense, the fact that they looked like they were the more aggressive defense. And, obviously, seeing throwing that, that critical pick six when they're way down in enemy territory definitely doesn't help momentum wise. But I got to tell you, as much as we kill him here on the show, and I did see in one of Coach's TikToks, we got to tip our hat to Beck. He made a few really, really clutch throws. He picked up a couple first downs on the ground that really solidified that Miami win. And as much as people may want to talk about the 138 yards passing, he did a lot more than that. He played a clean game. He picked up first downs on the ground. He was able to pick up a couple clutch first downs through the air. And that was really the difference. When you got 2 defensive juggernauts, it's really a game of who blinks first. And obviously saying, throwing the pick six, he blinked first.
Yeah. Speaking of Coach, man, welcome to the show, sir. This is the last positive thing I'm gonna say to you for the next, couple weeks. But
don't do that. Don't do that.
I know.
No. Like seriously, the football team I root for is playing the football team you root for. It's not war. It's not war. We gotta fight. Oh, it's drama. Drama in the boardroom. Oh, watch out. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Exactly.
Jose, you of all people know how Stella fans get down. Like you of all people know.
First, reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better place if you can.
Real talk. This is my man 100 grand, but I don't like him this week. But anyway, we're getting that here in a minute. But kind of combing through what took place, over the weekend with these playoff games. You kind of called it, man. We have to give Sam his due. Not Sam, but Beck his due. Because he didn't, as you called it, back it up. What say you, big guy?
I mean, that's the thing. It's like, you're watching that game, and of course, like we talk about it all the time here. It's like, oh, don't go full Beck. Don't do it. And he didn't. And this is where a guy like Carson Beck, who he's been in this moment before, and I feel like that's something that a lot of people forgot. It ended real nasty for him at Georgia, but he had been in this situation before. So he knew what was expected of him. He knew what he had to do. And with that defense playing the way it was, he had to just stay within himself. And he did. And again, it's like Julian Sayin had been fantastic all year, but then like people forgot that he is a freshman. And the freshman made a freshman mistake. Now, again, being able to throw to Smith and Tate and hand the ball off to Jackson and all these guys, that helps I don't want to say protect because Saying's good, but like it doesn't put a lot of pressure on the freshman. But I mean, like both of those defenses, legit, and I've told people this all the time. It's like, this time of year, things tighten up, things get a little bit more intense, and defenses are going to rule the day. And this is what happened. Like, it was a fantastic football game. Like I said, big ups to Ohio State this year. They were fantastic, but it's just like, as often the case is in Columbus, it's like, it seems like it's all or nothing. Either they win the championship or they crash and burn.
Yeah. Larry, talk to me, big homie, man. You can take it when you want to talk about it, man. Texas Tech, Oregon, Alabama, Indiana, Ole Miss, Georgia. I know you want to talk about that one, or if you want to stay right here and talk about Ohio State, Miami, springboard that into this weekend if you like, man. Where's your head up? What just took place over the weekend?
Man, look, I love the fact that Alabama got destroyed. Like, I love it. I love it. Dude, it was, like I say, they quit, but they were just outmatched, man. And it, like, the thing that I loved about it the most, if people talk about, Alabama's known for being this big physical team, this and this, they got out physical. Like, they literally were like, we're gonna run it. We're gonna run it.
And you can't do a damn thing about
it. You can't stop it. You can't stop it. And it was just, like I said, I love that part of the weekend. Did I expect them to have a little bit more fight? Yeah, but it just validated what I said, bro. Honestly, I feel like if Notre Dame would have been in, Notre Dame would have gave them a better game.
Of course,
Notre Dame would have gave them a better game. Real talk.
Because Notre Dame can run the football.
Huh?
Notre Dame can run the football, unlike Alabama.
Yeah, unlike Alabama. I feel like, and Notre Dame plays defense, so I feel like they would have still won. But I feel like Notre Dame would have gave them a better game. Who's to say what happened? But yeah, like I said, I feel like Notre Dame would have gave a better show in the playoff than Alabama would have. Other than that, dude, like, Corey called it. Like, I'm not gonna take no credit away from Corey. Corey called the Miami game. I said I would love for it to happen because it validates that these other teams can play with these Big Ten teams and these SEC teams. It validates the point that there's talent in Miami. So I actually, like I said, Corey called it. I co-signed on it. I love the fact that, Miami's been winning. Remember, I said it on the show. I said Miami's been winning since they limit Carson Beck. Carson Beck can make 2 to 3 throws a game. Of course, he can make the simple throws. You just can't ask Carson Beck to win you the game. Don't give him 30, 40 throws a game. Give Carson Beck like they've been doing. 20 throws. You make one crucial throw here, maybe 2 if we need you, but we're not going to ask more than 2.
Ramble a little bit.
Yeah, we're not going to ask more than 2. And that's how they've been winning. They've been playing tough defense, running the ball, limiting Carson Beck. Like I said, I'm not going to belittle him, but that's what's been keeping Carson Beck from being Carson Beck. We noticed when he was with Georgia, they would ask him to throw the ball, and he's trying to play hero ball, and that's when he would get into these turnovers.
Well, I mean, in his defense in Georgia, they had a lot more skilled players on the outside too.
But you know what? That's how they lost those 2 games. He was trying to play hero ball, and Cristobal said, "You know what? No. We need you to just play solid, competent quarterback." And ever since they've done that, they've been winning games. So I love it. Ohio State, I thought they were going to put up a better fight just for the amount of talent. But like I say, saying he a freshman, but golly, he looked at that pick 6 right down.
He stared it all the way down.
And you know what? And I think I mentioned it on the show. This is one thing I don't like about Ohio State quarterbacks. They come to the line, they get the play from the OC, and they run that play. if you look at that interception, he ran that play like it was in practice. He didn't try to look him off. He did. If you saw the play, like you could see him breaking on the ball. He didn't even try to tuck it or throw it out of bounds or nothing. He threw it right to him. So, it's the Ohio State quarterback making a mistake. But I think we're gonna get some good games this weekend. We're gonna see what's gonna happen. And
There's gonna be a lot of good games.
this week.
If you, I mean,
like 2 days.
If you're a
Yeah.
football fan, buckle up, man. I think this week's games, and then you springboard that into the NFL playoffs, man. I mean, lock in. It's gonna be fun. Breaking news.
But to me, real quick before Hughes goes, I really felt that pick six was more on Miami diagnosing the play.
I think that kid snuffed it out and made
it. He looked dead at him and he just ran it.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you, Larry. But to me, I felt like Miami had their playbook. It like they had like their sheet on their wrist, like the wristband. They're like, oh, this is the play that's coming right now. Here we go.
You know what they do? Most of the time when the quarterback see, and he had a dead beat on him. Most of the time, a quarterback can do they'll throw it in the ground. He ran it the way it was called in practice.
Sure,
that's a rookie mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Breaking news. Talk to me, big homie. Like you dropped off when we was making the picks, but I mean, a lot of your, what you said kind of came through, man. Oregon, Texas Tech, Bama got smacked. Where'd you head at? What took place this weekend?
Yeah. So just to kind of conclude what we're talking about here with Miami, I think Carson Beck right now has played clean football. If he can play clean football, and Miami can play the defense that they're playing right now, I mean, they can play with anyone. I mean, there's not that disparity in talent. I get what Larry's trying to say, but like a lot of what happens in college football, right, comes down to essentially converting on third downs and who blinks first, who's gonna have the crucial turnovers. And Miami has been playing clean football, and they've been playing really physical football. And you know what? It's nice to see. And you know what? They've had a lot of young kids. Like I'm pretty sure that kid Scott, they had the pick six. I want to say he's a freshman or sophomore. And the kid that scored the jet sweep touchdown last week, I want to say he was a freshman. Like they have been relying on a lot of young dudes there with the Miami Hurricanes. So it's like the future is bright. But getting into the other games series, I picked Ole Miss to beat Georgia, and this is the reason why I don't agree with Larry when he says I don't want to see the same games replayed again. Because remember when teams play each other, there's varying circumstances. It could be injuries, it could be travel schedules, it could be a lot of things. But all I gotta say, guys, is Chamblees is otherworldly, man. Watching that dude run around and make the play with his legs, and this kid was in junior college last year. Like he was not the starter on this team at the start of this year, and he is now this guy. Like he's matured into this guy with the amount of quote unquote D1 starts that he currently has. Like I was utterly impressed. I really was. I was really impressed, especially considering, Lacey being a phenomenal back. Like he was okay, but he wasn't fantastic, right? It wasn't.
He's hurt though. He's hurt though. Lacey was hurt.
Right. Yeah. I was about to say that. Yeah, I thought he was hurt.
Yeah,
right,
he's
understood.
hurt.
But my point being is, it wasn't like they were able to rely on the ground game like they have a lot. They really had to rely on the passing game and really had to rely on him to bring them back in the second half. And I just totally impressed with that team, totally impressed with the defense. And, in a game like that, it's gut-wrenching for anybody to have to be a loser. This isn't like Alabama just like laying over, benching Ty Simpson because he's hurt when really you just want to see what the other quarterback's going to look like. But I mean, Georgia played a hell of a game. They really did. They deserved to win. Ole Miss was just better.
I kept thinking Georgia was going to find a way to win that ball game too.
Yeah. And like I said, and Oregon, I just want to say, I really thought that was the one game I had wrong of the four. I really thought Texas Tech's front four with Heights and Bailey and those boys, I really thought they were going to terrorize more. And he looked so calm, cool, and collected back there in the pocket. Like that dude's a stud, just a stud. And I can't wait to see the matchups this week. Oregon is looking better and better. They remember they had some injuries the last time Indiana and Oregon played. It's going to be that is going to be a real red circle type game. Like I think that game is a pick 'em, honestly. Go either way.
Breaking news, but I'll say this, dude. Texas Tech defense did not lose that game.
No, they did not. They kept them in that game.
They kept it from being a lot worse. Yeah.
Right.
They actually gave them a couple of short fields, and I'm like, dude, y'all still can't score. Like, really?
Yeah.
It was interceptions. It was turnovers. It was just poor play calling at the goal line, I think.
I mean, here's the thing. We're talking about Texas Tech's defense, man. Oregon's defense really showed up in a way that I haven't seen them showed up.
Sure.
In these moments. Like, you look at Oregon, you think of shootout, you think of this, that, and the third. They strapped up. And the thing is, I think to borrow the Michael Jordan phrase, I think they took it personally because leading up to this game, Texas Tech's defense, Texas Tech defense. Oregon was like, F that. You know what I'm saying? We're going to hold this dude to, 70 yards passing the entire game.
Right. It was a 3-and-out. It was a 3-and-out, right? And then it was the turnover. It was the fumble. And then they were off to the races, and they were flying around. They were playing in the backfield. They were playing aggressive. What's the quarterback's name? Munzer. What's his name,
Moore.
Coach?
Yeah.
No, from Texas Tech.
His name escapes me.
Yeah, I mean, but he was rattled all game. He did not look comfortable. Like, it was once that turnover happened, like, you knew, like, it was just a matter. I think I had texted with you, Coach, or we were in the chat, and I was like, yeah, this is going to be a long day because it was like they weren't having it.
Texas Tech went and got a $6 million man.
Yeah, I mean, this is what they do. This is what they do.
Yeah.
It's like please take our money. Like, here's money. Like, because again, they had everything except for like the quarterback, and it's like you kind of knew. It's like while they were watching that game, they were already writing the check. They was like, all right, well, who's number one portal quarterback? Sure, here's money.
Yep. Yeah. Here you go.
Yes, legit. Go pick him up.
Billboard in Times Square. Like, come on, like that. Yeah. Tech's moving different, man. They really. But me and Larry told y'all this. I was like, hey, y'all, look. We said, hey, y'all, Texas Tech getting ready to like do this. And we know this because we know these types because we're both from Texas. And we told y'all, it's like,
if Texas Tech ranking them chicks, SMU right behind them.
we know that too. It's like SMU, they patiently waiting. It's like because SMU had to pay all that money to join the ACC. But we all remember. So like once that clears, SMU fit to start writing checks because SMU is in literally the richest neighborhood in Texas. People don't know that.
They're gonna find out really quick. But I mean, Ole Miss, Lacey's coming back. I mean, Trinidad, Winidad. He said, if you give me a year eligibility, the only way I'll come back is if I'm with Ole Miss.
We got to stop that because I mean, we had this conversation in the group thread, but like. The ability for these quarterbacks and these people to come back for an extended period of time. Again, I feel he's ready to make the move. Make the move.
Who?
Trinidad. I think he's ready to make the move.
I don't think so.
No, I think he like if they give him another year, like give him. I mean, look, I'm gonna thought of like, look, we're so far away from COVID and stuff like that at this point now. Because like, okay, give the kids extra year for COVID with it, but like these medical red shirts and this and waivers and stuff like that, I get it, but it's like at the same time, it's like, man, there's no rush for these kids to go to the league anymore.
Yeah, because it's not like NIL especially quarterbacks.
In the day and age of like kids reclassifying and doing this and all stuff like that, I mean, it's like, yeah, we're gonna see some kids who are having like 5, 6, 7-year college careers now. It's crazy,
Yeah, because I mean, honestly, is there a lot of spots as a quarterback right now?
I don't like
what I mean?
You don't like
I'm
it?
not a fan of it, but it's like it is what it is, you know.
I look at it like this. I look at it like this. Like if you had a medical whatever, cool. But like you just coming back to come back, like you graduated, like move on. Like we had this
Yeah,
conversation in the group thread.
Because it's like okay, you started out at Ferris State or whatever like that. It's
Mhm.
like same thing with Pavia. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like okay, so it sucks that you wasted a season or whatever like that at New
Right.
Mexico. Okay, I get it. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it is what it is. You have your eligibility, and that's it. And it's like I always feel like if you want to get one extra year, fine. There are guys trying to get 2 extra years.
Right. There's multiple people
It's
in
crazy.
there, like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
you
just
know, and the way I feel about it too, y'all, and this is just me, right? It's a reason why you don't see guys go from high school to the pros, right? That means not only are you coming out of high school where unless you're in Texas or something like that, most high school gyms have a couple of weights in there, a little bit. But you playing against guys who've been on a college campus for 6 years hitting weights. You're a grown man, grown man. It's a reason why you can't go from high school to the NFL. You go to the NFL. I'm put like this: if you was a running back or O line, you trying to think you the biggest and the baddest player coming out of high school, go to the NFL. You know what they're gonna do? Humble you
Humble you.
real quick. Oh yeah, I run a 4.4. You get to the NFL, everybody runs a 4.3.
Mhm.
Linebackers run a 4.3. You're gonna get humbled real quick, and now you got these guys who they've been in the weight room 5-6 years on a college campus, bro. Like I don't like it because, like I said, the fact of the matter is, at that point, you need to be either in the pros, on the practice squad, UFL, CFL. You don't need to be on a college campus if you've been in school that long.
I look at it like this, man. Move on, make room for somebody else,
Yep.
add some juice or whatever back to the draft. Because again, I don't know if it was CK or you coach or whoever it was that said that the draft is watered down because players, have the ability to stay in college and provide for their family. So
Yeah.
let's move on and move on to the next level, man. Speaking of moving on, we got to
I'm
find.
sorry, serious, but the real issue is that's just me though. The NFL does not have a minor league system.
Yeah,
Real
it's
minor
a
league.
CFL.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, college football.
Yeah, now and that's
Yeah.
what I said in the group chat
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And I hate to keep referencing the group chat when we're like on the show because like people don't
Yeah.
people can't be anywhere. But anyway, but anyway, yeah, it's like the rules, the guys, the little secret that college football isn't the NFL's minor league system. We can throw that out the window. That's come and gone because now by the time these guys get to the league, their NIL is kind of like free agency. I mean, and they're getting like the NFL scouts are on these campuses all the time. So they're having talks with NFL guys. It's like, yes, they can't come out and say it because they still have to be like, oh, the student athlete. We love the student athlete. We have to protect the student athlete. It's like let's keep it real here. It's like college football is the NFL's minor league system. It's their development system, and that's why stuff like the UFL and stuff like that doesn't work because you don't need that because like college football is the development league, and that's what it is. So
Yeah.
That's what they be tripping me out. Some of these dudes be having like you're a 5th year senior and you're not even a graduate student. What the hell you been doing for the past 5 years on campus, bro?
You don't want to know.
I mean, I can tell you what they doing on campus.
Stop it.
Just saying.
nothing.
What they doing on
I'm just saying. I know what they doing.
I know
I'm just
exactly
saying,
what they
that's
doing on campus.
Dude, that's crazy. How dudes get 5th and 6th year players and still seniors. You're not even a graduate student.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Crazy.
you got looking at the Final Four. Back to football real quick before we really dive deep into NFL stuff. We got Indiana, Oregon, Ole Miss, Miami. Let's break these games down. Go ahead and pick these guys up. Villain, where's your head at, man? You want to do Indiana, Oregon, or Ole Miss, Miami? You can go take where you want to take it.
I mean, I'll go Oregon, Indiana. This is going to be a really good game, a rematch. The first game was a real showcase to the, ironically, to the quarterbacks that if they go into the draft, do not want to be drafted number 2. But I don't even know if number 1's even better, to tell you the truth.
It depends on who you ask.
Boy, yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I'm really looking to see, if Oregon can match the physicality that they have from last week. But to me, I think Indiana is a class above. They look like the best team in college football against Alabama, and on both sides of the football. And I don't know what the line is. I'm sure Brian or
Three and a
Coach, you
half.
have it. Three and a
Both of them are
half.
3.5. Yep.
So Indiana's laying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll lay the points. I think Indiana is the class of college football until otherwise proven. They've impressed me with their last few games, and I think they take that game. And then Miami, Ole Miss. I wouldn't be surprised if Ole Miss wins that game, but to be honest with you, Miami is the team that Coach liked all year. They're playing like the team Coach liked all year. They have the athletes, they have the speed. Beck isn't becking right now, which could be, knock on wood type of deal. But they're the first double-digit seed to make it this far into the semis, and I think they'll be the first double-digit team to make it to the championship game. Give me Miami. I'll lay the points. What have you?
Miami is favorite.
Yeah, I like them. I think they're playing their best football right now. I think they got a shot in the arm getting into the college football playoff, and I think they're going to take it to the championship game.
I feel you. Larry, talk to me, big homie, man. Indiana, Oregon, Ole Miss, Miami. Where's your head at with both of these?
I'm taking Indy, bro. Like I said, they've been lights out lately. And you know what? The thing that shocked me the most, these Indiana fans are traveling. Like, it was literally I don't know what they was thinking, but they was like, everybody wear red today. But if you looked in the stands, it was way more Indiana.
I mean, let me ask you this question. I mean, Alabama has crimson red too, so can you
No, but they've been deep.
Yeah, they could have wore white, but it was way more Indy fans there than it was Bama fans, bro. And
it's been like 100 years since Indiana.
Yeah, Indiana.
That's what I'm saying.
So, I mean, Indiana's closer to Pasadena than Tuscaloosa is. I mean,
but Alabama travel anywhere.
The Big Ten teams are used to making that trip out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like,
they were deep, bro. They was real deep.
Oh yeah, they were.
And I was happy they got a Rose Bowl win too, man.
I love that they sent them to the Rose Bowl. Like,
absolutely.
Let's keep some tradition. Let's keep a little bit of tradition in college football. Just
that tradition, man.
Mm-hmm.
Damn that tradition.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lord, here you go.
Look, so I'm taking Indy, and then I'm gonna want the anarchy. I'm gonna stay with Miami. Dude,
Miami.
You know what's the craziest part about Miami, which is even crazier? Have y'all seen Michael Irvin on the sideline?
Yo,
he is going buck.
He's going stupid, man. Like, I'm waiting for him to pop a buck vessel.
Yeah, because I just finished watching the Cowboys documentary on Netflix, and now I'm seeing him on the sideline. It's like 2 and 2 go together.
My man is going.
Yeah, I told y'all months ago to watch that documentary, but I mean,
I finally finished it too.
Dude, Michael Irvin is
really good stuff.
He like the hype man over here. He keeping them like on point. Like, so I want to see it keep going. Let Miami ride that out.
I ain't mad at you. For me, I'm going Indiana here. I think Indiana is just going to continue to put pressure on more. It's not flashy, it's consistent. And so I think Indiana wins it. You want anarchy? I want Ole Miss in the final. I want to see Indiana, Ole Miss, just because I just think it'll just add more fuel to the fire. Like, the whole lane, I don't even need to break it down, man. And I just want to see it happen, man. Two teams that
you know what? I'm gonna be real with y'all, and I'm gonna put that out there. If LSU wasn't in the SEC, would they still let Mississippi coaches go and coach?
No, they would. But you know what makes it even better is the fact that this dude left because he wanted a shot to win the national championship, and his team has a shot to win the national championship.
I think he knows that deep down inside. That's why he wanted to stick around.
No, he did not want to stick around. He was waiting.
The real question is, if they win, does he get a ring?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who cares?
he still gets paid his
No.
bonuses. He still get paid his bonuses if they win. He still
Oh,
He's
I don't
getting
give a
paid.
He was the coach all
Listen,
season. It's not like
I
he
don't.
was the coach for most of the
I
season.
get it. I don't care if he gets his bonus. I want to see them present him with a ring.
Oh,
They're gonna have to.
that'd be so
It might
hilarious.
be his might be in the mail, but then
No, I would absolutely give him a ring because it's like, look at what you didn't earn, bitch. You know what I mean? Like,
no, he earned it. Those are his
He
players.
earned it. Come
That's
on,
his
man.
scheme.
No,
Those are his players.
it's his
Yeah.
team, but he wanted to go somewhere where he could win a national championship, and we won it without you. Holla at you, boy.
Again,
nah, real
give me
real
the
talk though.
air.
Charlie Weiss Jr. been calling a hell of a game.
Yeah.
And I don't think Ole Miss would have made it this far without him. That dude been calling a perfect game damn near.
Absolutely,
Weiss has
and
been
I'm glad that he said, you know what, I'm staying. I'll be at LSU when I get there, but I'm coaching this national championship. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Coach, talk to me, big dog, man. Indiana, Oregon, Ole Miss, Miami. Where's your head at, bro?
I'll start with Indiana and Oregon just because, I mean, you have two coaches who are both like psychopaths. They're both very, very insane. And just the back and forth between these two has just been fantastic. It's just the Jedi mind games that they trying to play with each other. It's like Signetti. But see, here's the thing though. I think Lannon, you know how Lannon has these fiery pregame speeches and it's all stuff like this. We only see them after Oregon wins. It's funny how we only see these after Oregon wins. So but Signetti's him the whole time. He really don't like this shit. He really just like he gets annoyed by all this. It's just like I feel like Lannon talks about, oh, they all show. They all this. It's like I think Dan Lannon is a little bit more show than he wants to, put on. Signetti just like, man, ball, football, football, more football. That's just his MO. And he was like that. Yeah, he was like that at James Madison. He was like that. And look, a lot of people don't know that stuff with Bama was personal. When he was on Bama's staff back in the day, State used to really just like call him out and pick on him and like really kind of like so that Bama stuff was personal for Signetti. But to this game again, it's a rematch, another rematch of what I thought was like one of the 2 or 3 best games of the regular season. And I think we're going to have the same result. I think Indiana wins a rock fight. That's I know a term we've been using a lot lately, but it's like I think Indiana wants to play this game in a phone booth, and while Oregon will get in that phone booth with Indiana. I don't think that's how Oregon wants to play. Indiana wants to play like that. Indiana, wants to bring this down in the mud. They want to take this to deep water. And Oregon, based on what we saw in the Orange Bowl, they have no problem. But see, like Texas Tech didn't want to dance with them. Oregon will dance with them. I would say Oregon and Texas Tech was a game where it was like you could see one team very early on was like, that's it. That's all we got today. We can't, Indiana isn't going to do that.
You stopped option A. Now I have option B. What I'm saying? What's the saying? Everybody got a plan A until they get punched in the mouth.
Mentally tough team.
Mentally tough team. And you're not going to like Indiana isn't going to break Oregon. Oregon isn't going to break Indiana. And that's what I'm looking forward to in this game. They're just going to stand in front of each other and just trade haymakers until somebody gets knocked out. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that game. Do have Indiana winning. Ole Miss and Miami. Look, if you've been watching the show, you know how I feel about both of these programs. These are my 2 special baby boys. I love both. You're asking me to pick between my 2 children, and I said it earlier in the year, and I'm going to keep saying it. Like Miami, when we get this version of Miami, I don't think anybody can beat them. Because when Carson Beck is playing within himself, when this defense is flying around the way they are, and look, Larry talked about it earlier, like Miami has the skill guys. It's just like they it's like they just I want to say they don't use them except when they need to, But Miami has these guys. They can go athlete for athlete with anybody in the country. It's Miami, But this brand of football what they're playing, again, like I said earlier, when it's playoff time, when things get tighter and everything is magnified, this brand of football that Miami is playing is championship football. And I wonder, like, again, we talked about Ole Miss and Georgia. Like, Georgia won that game when they were able to get pressure on Chambliss, kind of keep them, in and not let them do all this stuff like that. Look, Miami, like, if he starts to run around like that, those Miami guys can chase after him.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to run away from those guys.
If he can get out of the pocket, right?
If he can get out of the pocket.
Yeah.
I think that's where Miami wins this game. I think they'll be able to, a term I just used, if they can keep Chambliss in the phone booth and not let him like freestyle and kind of get out there and move around. I think that's where Miami wins this game, because again, if Carson Beck stays within himself, is look, Carson, 18 to 20 passes, use them wisely. This is what you get.
18 to 20, that's generous, man. I put him at like 10 to 15.
Yeah, but the throws are gonna be there.
Right,
like, the open receivers are gonna be there.
The throws are gonna be
mess
there.
It up.
And so I like Miami to win this, because again, it's like they're playing what I feel like is championship football this time of year, and I love that that defensive line. Like I said, the fact that Miami, and I talked about this all year, the fact that Miami can get pressure without having to send extra guys. They get so much pressure just with their front four, and when you can do that, that helps keep Chambliss in that phone booth, because then the linebackers can get spy. And just when Chambliss tries to move, they can just move with him. And I think that's where Miami wins the game.
I ain't mad at that. Breaking news, talk to me, big dog, man. You got Oregon, Indiana, Ole Miss, Miami. Where'd your head at with them, homie?
Yeah, man. I think the panel's pretty on point. I think Indiana, Oregon is going to be a one-score game coming down to the last couple minutes. I do have Indiana winning, but I do think it's going to be a highly contested game. I mean, listen, you're talking about two of the more prolific offenses, and you're talking about an Indiana team that literally is allowing less than 75 rush yards per game. Like, this is the defense going back 7, 8, 10, 12 weeks when I was telling you guys, you can't run on this defense, right? Like, this defense is very good at stopping the run. Dante Moore is going to have to be special. I believe he will be special in this game. I just going with Indiana, because I think when you look at, every turn, they've had multiple games this year that have been close, not just the Oregon game, and they've been able to overcome and all the adversity and be able to push ahead. So I just really like Indiana and what they're doing. As far as Miami and Ole Miss, I went back and forth 2 or 3 times. Like, when we first jumped on the show, I kind of was leaning towards Miami. More and more I think about it, I'm going to end up going Ole Miss, and here's why. I really do like Miami, but Miami is not going to score a ton of points. We all know that. It's their defense. This game is on their defense, and Ole Miss and their quarterback, Chambliss, they're averaging 40 points a game. Now, even if they limit them a little bit, let's say they score 27, I don't see how Miami gets to 27 points without Carson Beck throwing 25 times, because I just don't think they're going to get enough takeaways, enough turnovers to create the short field. So Beck has been really good. He really has, but I just feel like this could be one of those games that could end up being a problem game for them. As I'm sure you guys know, Ole Miss does a lot of 5-wide sets. You got Stribling, you've got Wallace. They've got a plethora of playmakers. You got Lacey coming out of the backfield. And you got a lot of young guys. Like I said, their youngsters have definitely stepped up. But Ole Miss has been, as coaches even said, a very prolific offense all year long. They've been really dialed in. And I think the offense is just going to be a little bit too potent. I love Messador. I love Bain. I love what the Miami defensive line can do. I just don't know if the offense is going to be able to do enough to stick with Ole Miss. So I'm gonna say Ole Miss in this one, 27-17.
That's valid. Like, that's a valid issue, because Miami be able to score. I feel like if Miami can find a way to get to 20, I think that's the magic number. If Miami can find a way to score 20 points, because Ole Miss is going to move the ball. But if they can hold Ole Miss to some field goals instead of some touchdowns, that's going to be key, because Ole Miss, they're going to move the ball, because they are so prolific. But it's like I feel like the magic number for the Hurricanes is 20. They can score 20 points. They probably can win.
And I'll do you one better, Coach. If you notice the first 2 games that Miami has played, they've been out in front. They've gotten on the scoreboard first
Yes.
in both games. That's going to be important. They cannot fall behind early. They need to be able to stay to their script and do what they need to do. If they fall behind 10-0 or something like that, because as I'm sure you guys have seen, Ole Miss has jumped out early in both games. They're not going to be able to come back from a deficit like that, 10, 14 points down. They need to be able to, maintain that kind of, if you will, the sticks and score when they can score.
I'm not going to say they can't come back because that defense is prolific. It can generate splash in a hurry. But I do agree with, what Coach says, 20 for Miami probably gets this done. And the thing is, you got to be able to stop Ole Miss. Ole Miss scored 41 versus Tulane, 39 versus Georgia. That offense is going to put the ball in the box. So you got to be able to at least limit, touchdown scores, get some short fields. Special teams has to be special. And again, that for me, a lot has to go right for Miami to win this ball game. And that's why I ended up picking Ole Miss because Ole Miss, as quiet as it's kept, their defense is no scrub neither. They're hustling to the ball, making tackles, generating splash on I'm sounding like Tom, generating splash on the defense side of football. And they got a quarterback that's hot right now. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, serious. Was I the only one that really watched that game?
What, Ole Miss?
Yeah.
In Georgia?
Georgia actually had them down. Georgia had that game in the wraps. They bottled them up into that fourth quarter.
It was very similar to the first game, just reverse.
Yeah, absolutely. What I'm saying is, Ole Miss can move the football.
But their defensive wasn't on lock in that game. They were getting pushed around.
Them 3 and outs is what got them back in the game because Georgia would start calling all kinds of, I don't know what
Georgia was doing. And it's crazy because like Kirby Smart, I still say this. Kirby Smart is probably the best in-game adjuster in college football. He ain't make no adjustments. None.
He put a hard ball.
He felt like he was up enough points and he could just ride it out. And they got real safe. They stopped running the ball and they just started.
Yeah, I did notice that. Why they stop running the ball was beyond me.
Like I said, Mississippi, Ole Miss, they was being shut down. That game really could have been a blowout. It really could have been. And when Georgia started going into them 3 and outs is when Chambers went nuclear. Like that. So I could see Miami doing that to him, but just Miami can run the ball. So when Georgia start running the ball, Miami gonna be like, nah. You about to get about 34 more carries coming your way.
No, but Hughes is right though. It's like if Miami can find a way to get up like they did against Ohio State, it might get late. It might get late early for the Rebels. So I mean, it's just
We'll see, man. Yeah. But
to me, okay, I'll let you just finish. Ole Miss has to get off to an early lead because if Miami gets off to a lead, to your point, Coach, that defensive line pins their ears back. Chandler is going to be in trouble.
Yeah,
I mean, you don't want to be down 14-0 in the first quarter. They have got to get their first drive. They got to make it count.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting championship game on the 19th. I do think it's Indiana, Ole Miss, but I'll be cool with either one of these teams except for Miami. I don't want to deal with Miami and winning the chip. But
I just don't like these games being on Thursday and Friday.
I do though, Coach. I do.
But then you got Thursday, Friday, then NFL takes over Saturday.
Yeah,
so
I like it. We got 5 days actually of football.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So Thursday to Monday.
College football is played on Saturday all year.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Now let's play it on Thursday, guys. Like
you know why I'm gonna go get you, Coach? Because college football is normally wrapped up by New Year's Day. And now we going into damn near middle of January for college football. So
you're trending on NFL time now, right?
Hey man,
all I would say is this: I agree with you, Coach. It's played on Saturdays, but I think those kids deserve their just due, and they shouldn't have to go up against the NFL playoff games as far as joint viewership.
Mhm.
Let those guys have the prime time. Let them be the spotlight. They deserve it. Uh, but we got an excellent slate of NFL playoff games to talk about as well.
Yeah,
That's why
NFL,
so
college
really,
football is the
NFL,
minor league feeder because they're not
dude,
going to go against the Big Daddy. They're not going to go against the NFL.
There you go.
And
NFL
the
taking
fact
over
that
Christmas Day now. NFL is like, screw you, move your
yeah,
game,
NFL
move
NFL is
everybody, move
diabolical. We already
everything.
know that.
Man, but the
But I
basketball
mean,
games were better. The basketball games on
that's
Christmas
what
Day
they,
were
yeah.
way
way
better.
better.
Hey, but
Way
that was
better.
only real going into the season. Those are actually some good matchups. Who knew what they were going to turn into?
Mhm.
But
God
True.
knows. God is perfect.
Yeah. So before we start talking playoffs, man, let's talk about a couple of these coaches that have been let go and released NFL wise. Washington Commanders relieved Cliff Kingsbury of their duties, general
Did
manager.
they though? Did
Yeah, they
they?
did. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I mean, didn't it sounded like he wanted out.
Well, they mutually agreed to part ways.
Okay.
Was the terminology. They
All
did
right.
fire Joe Witt, their defensive coordinator.
Okay.
So Joe Witt got fired. Cliff Kingsbury agreed to part ways. Long story short, neither one of them are in Washington anymore. The Miami Dolphins got rid of their general manager, Chris Greer. Obviously, big one before we came on air tonight. John Harbaugh from the Baltimore Ravens, offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions. John Morton got relieved of his duties. Matt Eberflus from the Dallas Cowboys. Jonathan Gannon of the Arizona Cardinals. The Las Vegas Raiders done went ahead and cleaned all the way out. Pete Carroll gone, Chip Kelly gone, special teams coordinator, he gone. Kev Stefanski shocked nobody, he was gone. Atlanta Falcons got rid of Raheem Morris and their general manager. LA Rams, LA Rams, which shocked me, got rid of their special teams coordinator, Chase Blackburn. Steve Wilkes from the New York Jets got relieved of his duties, and obviously other stuff that took place early on in the year. Giants, Brian Dable, Shane Bowen, he gone, and Brian Callahan of the Tennessee Titans are all the coaches that have been relieved of their duties to date. I still think there are some more to come before we get through this whole firing spree. Obviously, Villain, you recorded a very, very illustrious video talking about what you feel the New York Giants should do now that John Harbaugh is now fired. I'm gonna give you the floor, kind of elaborate on where your head's at. Obviously, you want John Harbaugh to be the new head coach of the New York Football Giants. Man, talk to me about it.
I mean, he should be in the building tomorrow. Like, there's already 7 teams. According to Ian O'Connor, Giants insider who gets a pretty good scoop for the Giants. There's 7 teams that are looking to reach out to John Harbaugh. There's only 6 teams, not including the Ravens, that have vacancies. So
Yeah.
everybody's going to be all over him, right? The Giants should. The Giants have him high in their list ahead of Stefanski, thank God. And it sounds like, from what I heard, that Harbaugh has the Giants at the top of his list, which is interesting to me because not that because of that, but the most illustrious job is the Ravens' job now that Harbaugh is not there. But for Harbaugh, the most illustrious job for him, or the highest job, is the Giants. So Giants should just back the truck up. Whatever he wants. You want control, you want this, fine. I mean, I think one of you guys mentioned it. It was like when Andy Reid got out of Philadelphia.
Yeah,
But
I said that. It's very similar. Yeah.
very similar. Only thing is that Harbaugh has 2 chips, but with dip. But or no, one chip.
Yes, one.
One chip. But I mean, yeah, my fault. One chip with dip. But I mean, honestly, he needed a change of scenery, and the Giants need a veteran coach. They need a coach that has done it before. They've tried it with coaches that, first time. I gotta say this. I'm sorry. It's really white of the NFL to want, Kevin Stefanski to be the Giants head coach. Like, you got Dan Orlovsky, you got all these pundits out here saying that it would be a perfect fit. He's getting these interviews like 2 seasons in Cleveland, and this guy is a hot candidate. Like, And I think one guy said it today too. There's a lot of coaches out here that haven't won a Coach of the Year and are better coaches than Kevin Stefanski. I don't care about Coach of the Year. I mean, we fired a Coach of the Year in New York. You know what I mean? So the fact that if Kevin Stefanski is still on the short list for the Giants, I got a problem with that. Let's move on. The real guy is available. He's your first, your last, and your only interview. You do not let John Harbaugh leave the building.
I can respect it. I mean, as a guy who has competed against him numerous times, I think he will be a tremendous fit in New York. First and foremost, I agree with you, Villain. The fact that Kev Stefanski keeps getting linked to you guys is retarded. That's just dumb.
I hate that word. Don't use that word.
Jeez, don't drop the hard R, please.
I would like to apologize on behalf of the executives.
Million ways to describe that.
The views of Aaron Sirius Simmons do not reflect that of the executives.
My thing is, I despise the fact that Kev Stefanski. I rephrase. I despise the fact that Kev Stefanski keeps getting linked to not only the Giants' job, but to any job.
Any job. Why? What? Like this guy can't
quarterback
whisperer.
Quarterback guy.
Which quarterback?
But he had the number one pick and couldn't whisper anything in this year. He had 4 quarterbacks, couldn't figure it out. You can't even get a guy a wristband.
Once you get that label, it's hard. Like once people agree, like, hey, this guy's a defensive genius. Like like a guy like Matt Patricia. Defensive genius.
Yeah.
It's just if once people label you that, it's just like this whole quarterback whisperer thing. Oh, he's good with quarterbacks, and it's like the Giants have a young quarterback who could use some molding. That's why people think Stefanski is a fit there. I don't, but
nobody should. Nobody should.
Yeah,
he hasn't developed a quarterback in Cleveland yet. What are we talking about here?
Matter of fact, the quarterbacks that he had in Cleveland have gone on elsewhere and become successful.
Right.
So. But yeah, I honestly think that if it wasn't John Harbaugh for the Giants, I really wanted Brian Flores to get the gig there.
It's not going to happen.
It's not. It's not.
But not after what happened last time. Like Barry, I know we all the history with Brian Flores and the New York Giants.
He's still got a lawsuit going against him. Would you drop your lawsuit if I gave you the job?
Probably. But yeah, so I do like Harbaugh for the G-men. Larry, talk to me, big homie, man. There's a lot of coaches that have lost their jobs and things of that nature. Take it where you want to, man. Where'd you head at?
The crazy thing is, I think I had put it. I ain't gonna say where we put it at, but we have a undisclosed location. Actually, if y'all notice, I called a lot of these firings. Or
we called a lot of them last week on the show. Yeah, we called a lot of them last week.
I called a lot of them.
They were watching, Larry.
And I honestly think that 17 was Tampa Bay, because that would be a perfect fit for Harbaugh. I think that was that 17. And after the way
we don't like to put other teams. We're not putting other teams in this.
It's another Florida team. I think that might be interested.
That too. Hey, and that's
little bit further south.
Yeah, one of the 2 Florida teams. It was a 3-0. It probably was a 304 or something like that. Call.
He getting calls from a 304 area code.
Yeah,
no, they already got their coach. They're good.
But
305.
305.
I'm sorry, Pitbull. Yeah.
I'm just saying it was one of them South Florida calls that called, but like I say, I think that's it ain't out there yet, but that would be the next move. Like I say, Barry, your Giants, they already did fumbled away this pick. You can't fumble the coach too. Like real talk, it should be like you ever see on Ford and Ferrari when the dude walked in the room and he locked the door and he held his foot and wouldn't let him out the room. That need to be Harbaugh. Like, you do not let him out of the room. Like, no. Like, it should be one of them, like, Suge Knight deals. You signed this contract, man. Like, do not let that dude leave New York. Like, show him all the penthouses and take him on, wherever he want to go.
Let him eat all the food.
Yes, like, look, the plane is broken, man. You can't leave right now. We got to get you back in the hotel. Like, real
and
talk.
it's a 1 hour flight back to Baltimore.
Yeah.
You go back home to Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? It's 1 hour
you
flight.
need to have that contract signed, sealed, and delivered. The like I say, some of these other openings, it's just like some of these teams you just see why they bad. They bad for a reason. Arizona. How many coaches do we all remember from Arizona? A million.
Yeah, they got
Arizona coaches like every 2 years or something like that. I said it, and I'm gonna keep saying it. The most Raider thing would be is to bring in Brian Flores.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Hey, Brady trying to get the band back together already anyway. So he already trying to get the band back together. Dude, put like this: Al Davis is notorious for pissing off the NFL, and his son probably like, man, you know what? This is something my dad would do. My dad would hire the most infamous coach right now that we could probably hire and piss everybody off. Like I said, I would love, and honestly, dude, I think that Brian Flores would actually turn that team around. That team.
I don't. Here's the thing. Again, here's the thing. When you have a dysfunctional organization like the Los Angeles or LA or Vegas Raiders, wherever the heck they is, they did Adam Pearce dirty. Yeah. Everybody who comes through there, they do dirty.
Did he do himself a little dirty too, though?
So what?
Let's keep it a buck. Did he do himself a little dirty too?
I don't think he did.
How?
I'm gonna just put it like this, right? I think that Brian Flores would be perfect for that team, because if he was actually starting to turn around that Dolphins team into somebody cold. We're gonna put Tua down your throat.
Here's the thing. I think Brian Flores, to your point, okay, let me rephrase. I think Brian Flores would be able to go into the Vegas Raiders and do well. Okay. But at what point will the rug get pulled out from under him? Because again, we've seen coaches do well with that organization, and they're no longer with the organization.
Well, you know why I'm saying that? You know why I'm saying it might be different
under all the coaches.
My point exactly. So why?
Not just in Vegas, everywhere.
Well,
wait, this is the only difference. This is the only difference that I would say, right? It will be dependent on his relationship with Tom Brady, because Mark Davis is actually stepping back and he's giving Tom Brady carte blanche.
Thank you. It's just like Mark Davis is just writing the checks now. Unlike his old man, R.I.P. to Al, but it's like Mark is just writing the checks. He's kind of like
Mark got something hot and young over there, man. He worried about it.
No, man, he been at more Aces games than Raiders games, man. He don't got time for the Raiders no more.
But so honestly, I feel like
do you blame him?
No, no, I don't blame him. But I'm just saying, if Brian Flores and Brady got a good relationship, I feel like he's gonna be okay, and he's gonna be able to get what he needs to win. Now, would he need a strong OC? Yeah, he does need a strong OC. But like I said, I would love to see it happen. I would love to see him get another opportunity. Of course, he got to get Gino up out of there, because Gino.
Well, I think that goes without saying.
What's his deal like though, Larry?
It's something crazy.
I think it's like I think it was like a 3-year deal. I can check.
But really, it was one of those 3-year deal, but actually a 1-year deal. But actually,
it was a Jerry Jones deal. But you know, and this is where I go even further with it. Y'all gonna think I'm being crazy. If Brian Flores go to the Raiders, I think Max will stay.
It's a 2-year deal.
Max going out now. But I think if they bring in a really good defensive coach that just, good guru, I think Max will say like, wait. I think I might want to keep my house.
I mean, but they just kind of had that with Pete Carroll.
Correct.
But Pete's old. Pete's a little bit behind, 8 a little bit, but I think they'll be fine. But other than that, dude, I'm just right now. I'm going to see how many of these retreads they're going to try to retread again.
I mean, there's going to be several of them. I mean, Cliff Kingsbury.
I was going to say Cliff Kingsbury on his way to Vegas right now, right now as we speak.
I think that's the move for them.
I heard it was Ravens. I heard Ravens wanted to take a peek at it.
Jason Garrett is on a plane to Tennessee now to get an interview. That's nasty work, man.
I liked it though. I like it. I like it for
No,
the
I
Titans.
don't. Like, dude,
I like it too. I really like it too.
I mean, there's
I
a
do
lot of
too.
coaches that don't get second chances. Of all the coaches, that guy's might get a second interview.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
the Titans should
It's
hire
gonna
him
be so
right now.
predictable. It ain't gonna make no
you see
sense.
the fact
They
that
should have
Hire-
never fired Mike Vrabel and stop it because you're talking like a Texan right now. You don't have the Titans' best interests in mind.
No.
That's nasty work. You're being very rude.
Jason Gary gonna get Cam Ward hurt.
he can work with quarterbacks. He can work with quarterbacks. Like, I mean, again,
Ask Tony Romo how many broken ribs he got.
that's due to his
Broke
offensive
his
line being
shoulder.
horrible.
No,
when
Jason
he
Gary gonna be like,
broke
I'm
his
gonna show you how. This is how Troy used to do it. I'm gonna show you. You know, these like, so I was like, yeah.
Yeah, he was ROC for a little bit. How did that work out?
Yeah, I mean, who did he have to work with in New York at the time, though?
Yeah, Danny Bitcoin.
There it is. There it is. So, Jason Garrett may be somebody coming off the schneid. You got, Clint Kubiak, Mike McCarthy, a couple retreads that we've seen in
You
coaching.
think Kingsbury's got a plan? You think he's going somewhere?
Yes.
Yes.
Where are you going?
Like I said, I think he's on the plane to Vegas right now as we speak. I think he likes it out there. He's familiar with that part of the country. I mean, he was at USC and he coaching Arizona. He like it out there. You know what I'm saying? He like it out there.
Have y'all seen that man's house in Arizona?
Yeah,
Yeah, we've seen it.
he was balling.
Drug lord house, like
Yeah, I know.
Kingpin house, man. Like
They had an infinity pool.
Calling.
So,
All he needed was the white fur like Trick Williams, right, Coach?
yeah.
In the level.
Raheem Morris, was subsequently released. What do you think he pops back up?
As a
LA,
coordinator.
right back as a coordinator in LA.
In LA, you think he goes back to LA?
Yeah, I wouldn't
why
hate
not?
that. It's funny.
That's a good job though. That's real talk. That team actually got some talent on it.
I was talking with my wife earlier, and she seems to think that there's going to be a bidding war between Jimmy Haslam and Arthur Blank for John Harbaugh's services. If the Giants don't get this done, she said she thinks you look at the Falcons, you look at the Browns. She was like, look, John Harbaugh might like going to Cleveland so he can play the Ravens twice a year.
It wouldn't shock me.
He told his assistants that he wants to coach next year.
Mm-hmm.
So he will get a job. I honestly think Atlanta and New York are the two places that he will go the most. I think those are the two most appealing places to go.
They're the two best jobs. I think far and away. I think Atlanta and New York are the two best jobs. New York Giants. Giants.
But Barry, if the Falcons wouldn't give Bill Belichick carte blanche, why would they give John Harbaugh?
I don't think Harbaugh wants it.
That's why I don't think the Falcons will get him. I think the Giants will be like, take my money, please. You know what I mean? Shut up and take my money. Like that, they'll do anything to get him in the building because that
they'll be like Joe Shane. You report to him now. That's your boss.
Yeah, exactly.
Now.
You go get his luggage because Joe Shane has got to get this right.
Yeah.
He has to get this right. You cannot get it any more right by bringing in a guy like John Harbaugh.
How do you feel about him being retained?
I think the record is what the record is, serious, and it's not good. But the Giants have not had continuity, and something's got to change. And I think it's the coach, right? I don't necessarily think it's the GM because there is talent on this team. We said it. Larry and I said it. There is talent on this team.
Yeah.
So is that the head coach's fault or is that the GM's fault? Like you could see, like there's issues with the coaching staff. The way Dayball and Wink Martindale were interacting last year, then this year with the defensive linebacker coach not sitting in the front or the back of the plane or whatever was going on. Mike Kafka, he's always been like not just the play call has always been bad. Like the coaching has not been good. The talent is starting to get there. So give this guy a shot to get the coach in here. If he brings in Harbaugh, I think he fixes a lot of the problems because we are still cursed. I'm sorry. We're still cursed because we fired Tom Coughlin unceremoniously and we have not recovered from that at all. Get the coach.
Like
But
real
let me
talk,
ask you
there.
this
Joe
question
Shane
though,
has
like,
been in his bag. He pulled. Dude.
okay,
Who
so
knew who
check
Theo
this out.
Johnson was? Who knew who Tracy
Drafting
was? He's been
players,
in his bag.
drafting players and selecting the right guy to coach these players are two different ball games. So you're giving him a pass because he got the right players, but he can't pick the guy to lead them.
I'm not giving him a pass.
So again,
I want to be clear. I'm not giving him a pass.
so
What I'm
why
saying is
so why are Giants fans now again? Brian, get in here when you fit in. But why are Giants?
not all Giants fans.
Listen, you know me. I'm on every platform imaginable. Giants fans are actually now excited that Joe Shane was not relieved of his duties and he's
No,
able
they're
to
not.
pick the guy. I can send you the clips. I can send you the clips.
That's two guys. I know Giants fans are not happy. They're not happy that he's here. But I'm telling you that for continuity's sake, I am okay with him staying here as long as he gets this coach right. If he
I mean, but this was you. But was this the reason why you didn't want Dayball to be fired going into the season? Because we talked about Dayball being fired last year, but the continuity is something that you wanted.
Continuity and all this.
That's what I needed because every 2 years we were switching coaches and GMs. It's that you can't win that way. You can't
And
even
here we are
develop
again.
your players.
How long was Dayball there? 3 years.
Yeah, but before that, you had coaches for 2 years. You had Joe Judge, and you had Pat Sherman. You had Joe Judge before him. So you had every 2 years you had a new coach. It's a joke. You can't win like that. So listen, I didn't want Joe Shane to come back, but I understand why you do it. If he came back and he hires Stefanski, I'm done. But now that you got a credible coach out there, you could bring the coach in, and that's going to fix a lot of eels right now. So, I'm okay with it for right now. I'm okay with it
for now.
Hey, so I would say this: like, I totally understand everybody's perspective on Harbaugh. You know, big name. He's had a lot of success in the league. He's been in the league a long time. Totally understand it. For me, and I'm going to go back to the conversation we had 4 or 5 weeks ago. I still think Clint Kubiak is the coach that I would go after. That's just me personally.
Yeah.
I just think when you look at what they've done with this Seattle offense that ranks in the top 10, led by Sam Darnold, and basically having one receiving threat for most of the year, like, I mean, it's nothing short of incredible. You know, obviously he has, obviously we know his dad, we know, his brothers and stuff. So he has kind of a support system, if you will, because I feel like where a lot of head coaches, first-time head coaches, kind of, have issues is when they're trying to put together a staff or trying to figure out, who they want to work with, right? Because I think there's another guy out there that nobody's even mentioned that I think is phenomenal. But I just think when you mention his name and head coach, it just gives you ick, and that's Josh McDaniels. You look at what he's done with the Patriots, another guy. When it comes to him developing quarterbacks, a scheme-friendly offense, he's really good at it. Now, is he a good head coach? I don't know. Probably not. But they're rather than seeing these guys like Raheem Morris and some of these other guys, I'm not mentioning Harbaugh because I think he's in a different category. But Clint Kubiak, what's that other cat's name? Vance Joseph. There is a lot of young guys that have been in this league a while that have had sustained success that I think if I was a team and I wanted to build around a coach, right? You want a guy to come in that's going to have energy and is going to, help build it the right way. I like both of those young guys. I've heard people mention, Nagy. I've heard people mention, even like you were saying, like, Kingsbury. I think we've seen that. Honestly, I think we've seen that story. The one guy that got fired that I felt a little twinge for is Gannon, because I think Arizona's job is maybe not quite as dysfunctional as the Raiders, but everybody knows what it's like to work for the Bidwells. Remember this guy took over a 3-13 team, and the next year the team had 8 wins. This year he regressed back to 3 wins. A lot of that had to do with injuries and the fact that he just cannot get Kyler Murray to play even semi-competent ball. I think he's actually a really good coordinator, a really good coach, and I hope he gets another opportunity. Probably, obviously not this year, but I think he's a really good coach. For your sake, I hope if you want Harbaugh, that's the direction you want to go. I think that the safe thing with Harbaugh is he's got a vast enough network that he will be able to bring in coordinators and people to help to develop. Jackson Dart and the offense and defensive around him. And I do think I remember when John Harbaugh came into the league. And chose San Francisco, one of the reasons was he didn't want to be in the same conference as his brother. So now that, the other Harbaugh is in the AFC, I could totally see him picking an NFC team. So, I could totally see that working. I like Clint Kubiak a little bit more, but if they went with Harbaugh, I don't think anybody would, call that a bad hire. And where obviously the GM there is on thin ice, I think that's the most logical move because anyone else is a tad bit of a risk.
Hey, Brian, I like Clint with the Ravens. I would love to see Clint Kubiak with the Ravens, bro.
Yeah, that would be a perfect fit to me.
You put Lamar in the offense that he runs because you got to remember who he learned under. Yeah, like people give him all that credit, but he learned under Kyle. And I think that would be a perfect fit for the Ravens.
Yeah, that's where I think Kubiak was high on my list when I did. When Babel got fired, but the Giants need a veteran coach. We haven't had one since Tom Coughlin, and I think to your point, Kubiak fits perfectly. The Ravens' job is the best job now. It's the best job now. So for everybody but Harbaugh, Kubiak
I don't know
is
about
the
that.
best
I think
fit.
the Giants' job right now is the best job.
No, because you got a 2-time MVP and you got pieces on offense.
Okay, you have an offense that is okay. You got Lamar Jackson. You got Derrick Henry.
2-time MVP. That's all you need.
Let me lay this out. So you got Lamar Jackson and you got Derrick Henry. And you have what else do you got to deal with?
You got Zay Jones. You got Mark Andrews in the Pro Bowl tight end.
Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews.
So
likely is
I do like likely, but you have no defense.
Right, but what
take your Steelers cap off.
I'm dead serious.
No, I'm dead serious too. This was a team that was in the
Giants roster. Look at the Giants roster
last year. That was in the. This team was in the AFC Championship game.
Look at the Giants roster right now compared to the Baltimore Ravens roster.
What I would say,
an up-and-coming quarterback on a rookie deal. You have a runner who can run. You have receiver and neighbors. You have stars all over your defense.
He's coming off the ACL.
So serious. I hear what you're saying, but in addition to looking at your roster, you have to also look at your division. And the Giants are in a much tougher division to win than Baltimore is. Baltimore they finished with a 500 record and almost won the division. We're not telling you anything. Right now, your division is not super tough. That would be the division that could be the quickest turnaround, if you will, because the reality is Dallas is getting better. They have multiple picks. The Eagles are good. The Giants are going to have to win probably 10 to 12 games in order to win to be first in that division. The reality is in your division, you probably win 9 games and you're in right now.
That's the case this year.
And every year it changes a little bit, but I'm just saying that's the appeal right now is you have to look at not only your roster, but also the picks that they have and the competition within the division, because the quickest path to the playoffs is obviously through your division.
You look at the Giants pick; they got the 6th overall pick. You got a quarterback on a rookie. If I'm a coach, I'm going to go with the controllable talent that I have with the New York Football Giants, as opposed to the snake bitten information.
No, serious. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're serious. I respect your opinion, but I disagree with you in the fact that
that's a lot of
you have
talent,
a proven commodity in Baltimore.
A team that was a field goal away from making the playoffs,
and there's a couple points away from making the Super Bowl last year. So, like, come on, man. Like, I know you wouldn't want to coach in Baltimore because you don't like Baltimore.
I mean, it had nothing to do with me. It had nothing to do with big picture.
But think about this.
With the New York Giants, you have controllable movement. You have all of your guys on rookie deals. All your stars on rookie deals.
Yeah, but
they're unproven.
Think about this.
Unproven? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Cam Scatterboot's a star. Jackson Dart's a star.
He's also hurt. He's coming off a major injury.
Jackson Dart is not a star yet. You don't know what you get. We said that after the first year with Danny Bitcoin.
Star in the making. I'll give you that. You got Malik Neighbors, who's a star. Hurt, but he's a star. You got
injury.
But there's a lot of quarterbacks after their rookie year. You thought that we were going to be somebody, and then they turn out the next year you bum. So you got the 2-time MVP, man. You can't buy that,
dude. Kyle Hamilton is a monster, bro. And they put a lot of draft capital into that defense. They just been playing bad, but
and they were hurt this year. That defense was hurt.
Yeah, a lot of them was hurt. Yeah, but you get
in the NFL where we just talked. Bear just talked about how a different coach every 2 years. So in the NFL where it's like, look, what have you done for me lately? It's like if I'm a coach, I'm like, what can I do to stand out now, to win now? What is the best ready-made situation? And the Ravens are the best situation we can just step right on in and
win.
Win.
And I think the other thing to consider, and I know it for some people, it may not be a big thing, but I think coaches think about this is which media market am I going to go to and get killed and which one am I not? Think about the fact that John Harbaugh spent years and years and years there, and even being the 1 seed, notoriously had unceremoniously exits almost yearly in the first or second round. If that happened in New York, seriously, you already know what would happen in New York. Like, they would kill that person. So I just think that there's a lot of considerations. Yes, it's nice to have young, controllable talent, but I just think anytime you work in New York, it's just a totally different vibe. We'll just say, and I do think working in Baltimore, I mean, if for no other reason, look how long of a leash they gave John Harbaugh. Look how long he worked there. How many coaches has the Giants had in the same time period that Baltimore has had John Harbaugh?
That's because John Harbaugh, he had
one Super Bowl.
Yeah, he had pictures, man. His
right.
leash was long. His leash was significantly long.
No,
he should have been fired 3 years ago.
I get it, but that's my point. In New York, he would have been fired years ago.
I just honestly think that with this integration of the New York Giants, like maybe I'm higher on the Giants than I should be.
No, I don't think you're higher than you should be. I just think you should be higher on Baltimore. Baltimore was a field goal away, to Coach's point, to make a
chip shot.
The Giants won 2 meaningless games to get the 5th pick.
The talent is still there.
The Giants were several field goals away from the playoffs.
Yeah, that part. So I listen. I think there's a lot of interesting jobs. I think one of them is the Giants. One of them the Raiders. One definitely is not Arizona. I think that's probably the worst job you can go to right now.
Wait, but you know what?
The Titans might be the worst.
At least they got a quarterback that figured out more or less.
Hey, while we talking, I think Cleveland is favorable too. I don't care what nobody say. I think.
Oh no, Cleveland's got talent.
Cleveland's got talent. Yeah, they got draft capital. They got money. They got a lot of things that make the Falcons. Look, the Falcons. That's I don't want to say a good football team because like Bill Parcells would say, you are what your record says you are. But it's like there's talent all over that team in Atlanta. If they get the right coach and they get the right GM, because like. I love what Arthur Blank is doing. He's like, you know what? We're tearing it all down. Let's strip this thing down to parts and let's build this back up. Because obviously, They went all in with Penix and stuff like that, and so now you have
You
to
think
try.
he's done? You think he's done now?
They actually, no, I think Penix to be back, but they actually got a little cash now because Cousins restructured for him.
Yeah,
so they got a little cash now.
Yeah, so they went all in. They went all in on Penix. He got hurt, so they still. I feel like they feel like, okay, we got to give Penix. We'll get him back healthy and let's see what happens. So with Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts remembering how to play football, they have a pretty decent offensive line. They have like guys all over their defense. This Falcons job, if I had to rank them, I would say Ravens, Giants, and I would say the Falcons job probably the third best job for me that's open right now.
Yeah, and then I'd put the Browns right behind that too. Because like I said, they got talent and they got draft picks, and I think they just need to figure out the quarterback situation.
I don't think I don't think the Browns job is that favorable, and the fact that they're $20 million over the cap going into next year.
That's fair.
I mean, I know that they have some talent. I'm not saying that they don't, but the previous regime has mismanaged that cap and that situation so badly. You're going to step into a situation where they're probably going to have to release 2 or 3 starters that were playing for them last year and have to draft.
Well, they need to get rid of
Deshaun keep deferring money for him. He laundering money for him at this point. And dude, if you think about it, and I'm serious, take your hat off, man. You got, I'm a big Sanders fan. Judkins is a beast. You got Fanning. You got Njoku. Bro, Bond actually showed some flashes. Came in the camp late, but Bond showed some flashes. They can jettison Jerry Judy. They can get another receiver from somewhere else.
No, please, they need to get rid of that guy.
Yeah, they can get rid of him. But that defense is loaded, bro. Like that dude is that defense. And even Mason, the guy from Michigan, he started coming
Mason
on.
Graham.
Mason Graham, of course, dude. Myles Garrett, and like all those guys. Like, this is good.
The award, dude.
They got Delta there, and their defense is loaded.
And you sitting on 2 first-round draft picks, 2 high first-round draft picks. Yeah. I would like that Cleveland job too. Miles gonna defer a little bit of that money too. He like, you know what? I think I'll push some of that to the back end. I just set this sack record. Like I said, they're gonna free up that cap. If we see every year the Saints go into the season $70 million over the cap, $20 million.
But Barry's in a similar situation. Barry's in a similar situation that like Shine is in. It's like, look, it's on you now, big dog. You got to nail this coach. You got to have another good draft. It's on you now, dog. Like, no more excuses. We got rid of the coach. We picked you over the coach. Now it's time to do it. So.
Right.
Because I think both of them been in the bag.
Nobody else to blame. It's on you. Nobody else to blame.
Yeah.
Like from a GM perspective, dude, if you think about some of the moves that both of them have made and some of the fines, especially late round fines, like, dude, I seen a couple of games with Harold Fanning, but I didn't know that dude could catch like that. Dude, that dude don't drop nothing. And like we knew Judkins was gonna be a beast coming out the gate. But like I said, that dude, he been in his bag. Like I said, he was like, you know what? I'll take Sanders. I'll take a chance on him. And like I said, I think that if they stick with the plan and don't try to bring in another quarterback, I think that'll be a fair. It'll be like a 3A and a 3B to me between the Falcons and the Cleveland job.
We'll see. I mean, again, I think the Giants job is the hotter pick.
I'd rather be in Atlanta, like Coach said, if for no other reason than the dome and the weather.
Yeah. So
hey, but you know what? Why we joking, dude? If you was just say you was a coach and you wanted to, make a name for yourself, what would be a bigger name? Bringing the Browns to the playoffs or bringing Falcons back to the playoffs? I think that if you could turn around Cleveland, man, that would be a hell of a thing on your resume.
Kevin Stefanski got the Browns in the playoffs
twice.
Yeah, but I'm talking about.
And they got a playoff win.
Yeah,
I'm talking about a deep run. I'm talking about a legitimate run. Everybody knew they was going home quick. Everybody knew they was gonna go home quick. They wasn't no legitimate threat. But I'm saying if you turned around and made the Browns consistent winners, dude, that is like too much like right. but we'll see.
I think if you want to do that, do it with the Jets. I'm pretty sure that they haven't been there
Oh,
in
good
like
God.
20
Oh,
seasons.
good God.
It sounds like they're keeping their
teams are
coach.
destined
They
to
fired
fail.
him,
I
yeah.
was
It
gonna
does sound like
say,
they're keeping Aaron Glenn, too.
to CK's chagrin, I'm pretty sure they're keeping Aaron Glenn.
They're keeping Aaron Glenn, yeah.
Dude. So
Speaking
can I?
of,
Hey, while we talking about Browns and Giants, bro, can we just put it out there, man? What the hell is going on with Michael Strahan, man? Records are meant to be broken.
I'm not. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Bro,
We got playoff games to talk about.
I'm like, get up,
Michael
move on, man.
Strahan.
Your record is broke, man.
We
Go.
do have a lot of games to talk about.
Yeah,
Especially like I know you ain't talking, dog. The way you got the record, like
Yeah.
shut up.
Brett was
Brett
like,
Favre
here you
just
go.
laid it down for you,
Here
right?
you go.
Shut up.
Here
Shut
you
up.
go.
Shut up. Go hang
So,
out with George
speaking of which,
Stephanopoulos
man.
and Robin Roberts. Like, shut up. Like,
Yeah.
Hey. Now go ahead, you're good.
Go take another moon trip. Another out of space
So
trip,
we
man.
got playoff games to discuss, man. I really don't want to spend time talking about people crying over records, man. Between Strahan and Jamar Chase, I'm not. I don't feel like talking about it.
Like Strahan gonna be like Mark Gastineau. He gonna go up to Joe Burrow
I
one
knew
day and be like,
I knew somebody was gonna say it. I knew
you
somebody was gonna say
you
it.
don't know what you did to me. You ruined my
You
life.
give me my record back. Give me my
No.
record back.
Serious, we gotta go there, bro. Dude, Jamar Chase.
I don't.
Your lying ass is already in trouble for this season, and then you gonna come out and say that? Man, you treat the last person that got something to say about something. Like, dude, come on, bro. Anybody knows that there's a record being broke. The game is always gonna be stopped, bro. They do it in every sport. They're gonna stop the game at least for a couple of minutes, and then you got something to say about it in a meaningless game. Y'all,
I know he ain't talking, man.
You shouldn't even been on the field. You should have been over there holding the water bottle or something.
His lying ass.
Yes. Of all people, you should have had nothing to say at the end of the game, bro.
So we got two games on Saturday to discuss.
Hey, serious. Before we go, I'm gonna say it like on Vampire Booklet, man. Get your lying ass on the street.
We got 2 games Saturday, 3 games Sunday, 1 game Monday, man. Saturday games kick off. We got the LA Rams traveling to the Carolina Panthers. And then the nightcap, we got division rivalry, Green Bay and Chicago. Let's talk about these two real quick. I don't think the Carolina Panthers have a shot in where to deal and beat the LA Rams.
They already did it once.
I will open. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's true. I will open it up to the guys. Revenge is a dish best served cold. And I think that the LA Rams are going to put belt to backside here. But I have been wrong before. Villain, talk to me, man. LA Rams, Carolina Panthers. Where's your head at, Big Dog?
I mean, Panthers haven't been playing well down the stretch where I thought they were, going to be easily win that division with the Bucks falling apart, and they just haven't been playing good football. They couldn't run the football, and I know it was raining in Tampa Bay, but they could not push. They could not get a push, and if they can't run the football against the Rams, I think it's going to be a long day. I think Stafford is going to have a pretty good game. I'm not sure if Adams will be back for this game. They might not need him. I think Puka Nacua and company will be enough for him. I like the Rams. I don't like the line on the road, 10.5. I'll take the points.
Disrespectful.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'll take the points.
Spread is just like
It's. I think the Rams will be up, and then the Panthers will get some garbage points and keep it close. But I think the Rams will win this game.
Yeah, I think the Rams win this one. You know what? If I'm a bet man, I think I don't think it's. I say the Rams blow them out. To be honest with you,
Okay.
I just it's 10
So you'll lay the points?
Easily.
Okay.
Easily. I think this 14. I think this is a 14 plus victory by the Rams. I think they make a statement. Because the thing is, I think it was this game that started to tilt the scales, and allowed Seattle and San Fran to, start to battle out for that division. I mean, they were rolling before this Mel game. And so I think they gonna put Delta behind here. Larry, talk to me, big homie, man. Rams, I know a team that you can't stand. And the Panthers, man, what you had at?
Actually, I respect them, bro. No, I respect what Sean McVay do. Under 500 teams have never felt well in the playoffs. Never. So I'm gonna say and Devontae. I think Devontae's back this week too.
Mhm.
Yes, I think this is gonna be a double digit. And I'll go even further. If nothing else, that's a seasoned veteran playoff battle Rams team, and you're playing against a Panthers team that probably didn't even know how to spell playoffs. They probably spelled it with 2 F's and 3 Y's.
With a U.
Yeah, and it shows up. I mean, we've seen it all the time. These teams, you get into the playoffs, it's your first time in the playoffs, and the spotlight's on you. And under 500 team too, yeah, they've never just felt well in the playoffs. So I think it's gonna probably be this is gonna probably be the one time that you actually see maybe Jimmy G get in the game.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be belt. I think it's gonna be belt pretty quickly. Yeah. Breaking news. Talk to me, big homie, man. You got the Rams and the Panthers, man. Where'd you head at?
Yeah, so I have two lower seeds winning in this round of the playoffs. Unfortunately, this is not one of the games. I listen, as Coach mentioned, it was less than a month ago the Panthers did beat the Rams, but as inconsistent and as crazy as the Rams have looked at times this year, uh, I don't know what has happened to this Panthers offense the last couple of weeks, but in a gotta have it game this last week, they scored 14 points.
They were screwed. I'm sorry. They were done extremely dirty.
Yeah, I'm just saying though.
Yeah.
Even with that, like they don't. Their offense does not move the ball with any consistency. If you go back and you look at the stats from that previous game, they were something ridiculous, like 10 of 15 on third and fourth down versus the Rams, which is just absurd because the Rams are like the best third down defense. I think it was more of an aberration than anything else. I think that the Rams win in this game, and they do win big. Unfortunately, they probably do cover the spread. So I'll just leave it there. But I do think it's disrespectful to to have a 10.5 point spread in favor of the road team for a home playoff team. But I mean, it's just kind of indicative, like you guys said, of where these teams are at, the records, and how good each of these teams are. The one thing with the Rams, though, that we do have to acknowledge, though, the Rams could beat anybody in the playoffs by 20 and lose to any team in the playoff. They're so Jekyll and Hyde this year.
Mm-hmm.
They beat the Niners by 20, then they lose to the Panthers. Then they beat Seattle, then they lose to Atlanta. It's like the inconsistency is their consistency. So I promise you, Rams fans will be holding their breath on Saturday at 1:30 Pacific time.
Yeah. Coach, talk to me, big homie, man. Rams, Panthers, where's your head at?
Yeah, I'll keep this short. I think that the Panthers will go out there. I mean, the game's in Charlotte. They'll bring the big drum out there. They'll do the keep pounding thing, which they do.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like the Panthers are scrappy enough. Of Ted McMillan can get loose. Rico Dotto, you know what I'm saying? It's just look. I don't think the Rams will have trouble winning this game, but I mean, I think the Panthers will put up a good effort. They'll put up a fight. I just think like 10-point dog. I mean, I love me a home dog, but not this one. You know what I'm saying? But I just think the Rams will win because again, this Rams team is built for this time of year, and the Panthers is like, yes, the game is at home, but it's like this is the first time in the dance for a lot of these guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to see how this young team, can react, and for the coach too. This is the first, so it's just like this is a young team from top to bottom, and I just think the lights might be a little bit too bright for the kiddies.
I ain't mad at you. Spinning it to the nightcap, man. Round 3. Green Bay versus the Chicago Bears. The last game ended in dramatic fashion with the walk off and overtime. These two teams know each other like the back of their hand. They're in the same division. Um, I think the Chicago Bears find a way to get it done. I'm not too sure which version of the Green Bay Packers show up. Talk about Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Jordan Love has played that role to a standing ovation this year. We don't know where in the world the Green Bay Packers running game has gone to. And so if they need to find that, injuries at the wide receiver position, their defense has not looked the same since Michael Parsons, got hurt. And the Chicago Bears are the darlings of the NFL this year. They're the Washington Commanders from a year ago. The Detroit Lions from a couple years ago. I think the Chicago Bears team really goes out and I don't say puts belt to behind, but I think they make a massive statement win here. I will be shocked, if again, I'm not sure if you guys saw the line, but Green Bay is favorite.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so probably
for half though.
Yeah, I mean, but probably for the same reason that we all picked the Rams. I mean, playoff expectation and experience with the head coach and things of that nature. But give me the Bears by a touchdown to get this done at home on Saturday night, man. Going in reverse order. Coach, where's your head at with this one, big dog?
I also like the Bears. And it's funny because I say like you said about the Panthers, like like a young team, like the lights gonna be too bright. But I think Ben Johnson, who is I think he's just been such uh, a force with this team. Like this was a team who we talked about this last offseason. It was like the Bears need an adult.
Mm-hmm.
And the Bears got an adult in Ben Johnson, and what he's done with Caleb Williams, like tailoring things to Caleb Williams' skill set. And you talked about like the last game, which was probably one of the best games of the NFL season. And that pass that Williams made, probably best pass his career.
I mean,
which was crazy. But you mentioned it, and it's funny you kind of like stole my thunder because I was going to say this. I was like, what Packer team shows up early in the season? This Packer team was phenomenal. They were smoking. It looked like they were going to like just keep it going and just move. And people were talking about Jordan Love, possible MVP stuff or whatever like that. And then something just switched with this Packer team. And I don't know exactly what it is. LaFleur did a good job kind of steadying the ship, like kind of getting them back because that could have got real bad for the Packers.
Yeah.
But they kind of steadied the ship a little bit. But man, I like this Bears team. Like you said, like they are the Commanders. They're on a magic carpet ride right now, and I don't think it stops this weekend.
I don't think it does either, man. Breaking news. Talk to me, big dog. Bears, Packers. Where's your head at?
Yeah, so it's an interesting matchup because obviously divisional foes, they both know each other really well. This is one of the games that I said I had a couple lower seeds that I'm projecting to win. I'm going to take the Packers. So a couple interesting things about these games if you look at the numbers. So in the 2 games that the Packers played against the Bears, they only had 1 sack in both games, like total. Meaning the reason why they were winning and or won the game was not strictly related to pressure. And I know a lot of people are really concerned that they are not going to be able to get things done in the playoffs without Michael Parsons. But remember, in the second game, they had already beat the Bears once, and 2 weeks later they played again. That was the game that Jordan Love got hurt. Jordan Love actually played phenomenally against this Bears team in their first meeting. Obviously, me and Larry saw it firsthand. The Bears defense is not very good. They're pedestrian at best. I know that they're opportunistic, but they are average at best. Green Bay will be able to move the ball against this team. And remember that even in that second game that they won, the Bears had 6 points 3.5 quarters into that game. It literally took an onside kick and some miraculous heroics for them to win that game. I just don't think you're going to see those heroics pay off. Jordan Love's coming back. That's going to give them a boost. They're not going to be intimidated going into Soldier Field and playing this team. They know this team well. I think Green Bay gets it done. I really do. I like Chicago's offense better, but I think totally, like, when you consider all three phases of the game, I think Green Bay's the better team.
I can respect it. I mean, when you start to break it down, in that way, I mean, I'm not saying Green Bay are a bunch of scrubs. I do think they have the ability to get it done. But again, division opponents, what I'm saying, anything can happen, especially when it comes to playoff football. So I'm not mad at it. Larry, talk to me, big homie, man. Chicago, Green Bay, round 3. Where's your head at?
I mean, is Jordan Love even healthy? Because we've
He's
seen
healthy
with
enough to
Jordan,
play. I mean, he could have
He's
played last
playing.
week, but they sat him out. So
They
but we
just
know, like,
announced this morning that he's playing.
no, I'm saying he's playing, but we've all seen him when he's hurt. How badly he
No,
plays
yes,
when he's
that's
hurt.
fair.
and
That's
it was
fair.
a concussion. Now it wasn't anything else. A concussion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
anytime he's came back from any injury, he's not played that well. I got to ride with the Bears. Unlike the Carolina team, they're a bunch of young guys, but you got to remember they got guys with rings on that Bears team. C.J. Gardner, Tunney, Swift. Like, they got some vets that have made championship runs, and when it comes to the playoffs, like I said, you got to have those type of guys on your team. You can have your young guys. Even DJ Moore. I think DJ Moore made the playoffs a couple of times when he was with the Panthers.
Mhm.
Like they have some guys who have some playoff experience. I don't think the moment will be too big for them. I just don't. I don't really trust Jordan Love coming off of an injury. He's never looked good coming off of injury, and then you got to factor in they don't have Micah Parsons. Who knows what version of Trayvon Diggs you're gonna get? He might be burnt toast. He might be, shut down. You just don't know which version you're gonna get from him. And like I said, I'm gonna pick the Bears in this one. I think the Bears gonna pull it out.
I can respect it. Villain, talk to me, big homie, man. The Bears and the Packers, man. Seth Rollins is gonna go stupid if the Bears win this thing. So, right, you know what I'm saying. Talk to me. Where's your head at, big homie?
He's going to be upset because I think the Packers are going to win this game. I think the Packers defense has been a little bit softer since Micah Parsons been out. It's a tough loss to have, but the Bears defense is trash. I know they get turnovers, they're opportunistic, but they get pushed around. I mean, the 49ers, no disrespect, Larry, they were going up and down the field and on this Bears defense. In the last game that they had, the Bears defense were letting up points. The Bears cannot stop a nosebleed. I think Jordan Love, to your point, had a really good game against the Bears the last time. Jordan Love could be Jekyll and Hyde, but I think this will be the good version of Jordan Love. There's too many talented receivers on that side of the ball for the Packers. I think they're going to go.
Christian Watson's not playing. I don't think Christian Watson's available to play. He has a
they still got Dobbs. They still got Reed. They still got talent. And the Bears still got everybody on that defense that plays defense right now.
So we're kind of split down the middle, man. I kind of like that. Just for talking trash purposes in the thread on Saturday, man. It's moving on to Sunday, man, where I think the games are really going to get good, man. The first one, 1:00 Eastern Standard Time. The not Chicago, but the Buffalo Bills travel to Duval, play those Jacksonville Jaguars, man. When you start to look at this game and how it breaks down, we've all said this time and time again. If Josh Allen doesn't get it done here, he's not going to ever get it done. I understand that the Jaguars have a winning record versus the Buffalo Bills in the playoffs. Buffalo is actually 1.5-point favorites. I think Josh Allen finds a way to will this team into the next round. Give me the Buffalo Bills to get this done. Going in reverse order here. Villain, talk to me, man. Buffalo, Jacksonville. Where's your head at, big homie?
I honestly, I think the Jaguars take this game. I really
love that so much.
I really do. I think people are underestimating the Jaguars. That defense flies. I think the Bills or if they get past this game, I think they can get to the promised land. But I don't know if they can get past this game. Trevor Lawrence has finally had it put it together. Cohen, give him props. We were giving him crap when he got hired on his press conference, but he's got this team playing some really good football. They're flying around. I think what's underrated is Washington is playing really well. Strange is playing well at the tight end position. I think the fit with Jacoby and Myers is really good. So I honestly think this will be a slugfest down in Florida, but I think the Jaguars are going to steal this game.
I mean, you know how much I can't stand Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, so I would not nothing more for them to get knocked around and lose to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Trust me. Larry, talk to me, big homie. Jacksonville Jaguars, Buffalo Bills. Where'd you head at?
I'm going with Barry.
Okay.
And I'm taking the Jags. And you know what's the crazy part? We just talked about how bad that Bears defense has been. You know who's had a really bad defense?
Buffalo.
The Bills. That defense has been bad. And you know what offense has been cooking like fish grease? That Jaguars defense, that Jaguars offense has been going nuclear. And I just think that is Josh Allen even gonna be 100%? Dude, I mean,
he's playing regardless whether he's 100% or not. He's playing.
Yeah, but I don't think he's 100%. And I think
nobody is at this point, really.
I mean, but he was actually on the injury report, so I don't think that this is the year for Josh Allen. I think that he's gonna take an early playoff exit, and it's in Jacksonville. Yeah, he's gonna take an early playoff exit, and again, they're gonna be questioning about why he can't get him to the top. I think he's gonna keep the game somewhat. Maybe in it a little bit, but this could be a real bad blowout for him too.
Again, y'all guys know me. I cannot stand Josh.
Y'all know, dude. Y'all heard me say it on this podcast a bunch of times. When it comes to NFL playoffs, when a team gets hot late in the season, it's hard to stop that steamroll. And the Jaguars have literally been the hottest team in football right now.
Probably besides the team I got to see on Monday, but we'll talk about them here in a minute.
Yeah, them dudes have been hot.
Yeah. Breaking news. Talk to me, big dog. Jacksonville, Buffalo. Where's your head at?
Yeah, man, I hate to just reiterate what everybody else is saying, but I think they're right on the money. I got to go with the Jags as well. I've said it several times this year as we've talked about this, especially like after the Denver game. Lawrence looks different this year. He's calmer in the pocket. He's not making the mental mistakes that he's made in the past. And even Etienne is running the ball more effectively. They're able to run the ball and actually kill clock. Like when they need to run the 6-minute offense and kill the clock, they can actually do that now. They weren't able to necessarily do that before. And I think this defense is literally one of the most opportunistic defenses in the entire NFL. They get a lot of turnovers. They play good defense and very complimentary offense. I think, like Larry said, we want to say like, oh man, it's Josh Allen, could be close. I think that this is the one game, if I was a betting man, that I would bet on. I could totally see this game getting out of hand and Jacksonville winning by double digits.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Interesting. Shutting it down. Shutting this one down. We got Coach, man. Talk to me. Jacksonville Jaguars, Buffalo Bills.
So here's the thing with this game. I'm also going to pick the Jaguars just because, and it goes back to, I remember sitting and watching that game against the Broncos. And I was like, okay, the Jags had beaten the Colts. They had beaten the Cardinals. They had beaten the Titans. I was like, all right, show me something, Jags. And they went out to Denver and they beat the Broncos. Which, and I was like, you know what? Look, as much as I can't stand the Jaguars, this team is legit. And you spoke on it, breaking news. The fact that they're able to run the football, and I think Lawrence, we've been waiting for him to do this. We said in the offseason, it's like poop or get off the pot. You know what I'm saying? You got to prove it, dog. So I like the Jaguars, but it's like, you know what? Anybody know the last team to beat the Jaguars?
No.
Texans.
The Houston Texans.
Oh, I was about to say, I'm thinking, I'm trying to pull it back.
Texas.
So, All right, cool. So I'm the lone one here on the branch picking the Buffalo Bills, even though I don't really want to. So we will
'Cause
see how that turns
you're a
out.
Josh Allen fan.
I cannot stand Josh Allen. I just feel as though if he doesn't get it done here, he will never get it done
And
because
he
all of
needs to be vilified if he don't get it done.
All right,
and and
listen,
and and and,
boys.
and that's another thing. Like
He
he
won't
has
be,
no more
though.
excuses. And again,
Three.
we said that here numerous times.
We got
Second
3
game.
games in 5 minutes. We got to
Oh,
do the
we're,
2-minute
we're going in
offense.
overtime. I'm looking at it right now. We're going in overtime.
They're rapid fire.
You know what I'm saying? Second game on Sunday, we got the Philadelphia Eagles hosting that bang bang 49er gang. Going in reverse order real quick, man. Coach, where'd your head at with this one?
49ers.
Okay. All right. I'm not gonna even waste my time with you two. I know where you guys are going. Barry, talk to me, man. Where's your head at, big dog?
I don't like the Eagles, but they're going to win the ball because the 49ers can't stop the run right now. They were getting gashed, and I think if the Eagles had a brain, which they usually don't, they should run Saquon Barkley until his legs fall off. So, I don't like the Eagles, but I think the Eagles will win.
I also think the Eagles will find a way to win this ball game. The line is 4.5. It won't shock me if the Eagles win it by a field goal. I'm a flip flop and let you guys go. Breaking news. Tell me how the 49ers get this done.
The 49ers get this done if they don't miss tackles. They had 18 missed tackles in the last game, and they were on their fourth and fifth string linebackers. So that's going to be a key point is does D Winter and Tatum Bethune come back? If they don't, and we're trotting out the same, Robinson and Wallow, we might be in trouble. So I think the Niners get this done if they run the ball effectively and play action off it and play ball control type offense. That's what they've done. That's what they need to do. They need to make the Eagles chase because I think that's when Jalen Hurts gets into trouble is when there's pressure on him and they have to chase. If you allow the Eagles to run the ball, which they should be able to do, they should win. They should win by double digits. The Niners are the most banged up team in the playoffs, and it's not even close.
Okay.
Tatum's not playing. He's out.
There you
He's
go.
out already. I think the Niners will win if we get turnovers. Which is hard to do against them. The Eagles, as bad as their offense plays, they don't turn the ball over that much. But if we get a couple of timely turnovers, that's how it happen. And we have to not. I'm gonna say not run the ball as much, but we gotta eliminate some of the bad plays. It got to be a big game for Kittle. Got to be a big game for Jennings, and that's how we'll end up.
Is Pearsall playing or not?
Pearsall is back.
Pearsall's back. Yeah.
So that helps.
Yeah,
you got to remember. Sure. You got to remember the last time we played them when all of our quarterbacks got hurt. That still was a close game. So we'll see.
So, okay.
Yeah, make Jalen Hurts play quarterback.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. Flipping it over to the nightcap on Sunday night, man. We got the up and coming early to the party New England Patriots hosting the banged up LA Chargers. Going in reverse order real quick. Villain, talk to me, man. Where's your head out with this one?
I think the Chargers are going to expose the Patriots. The Patriots they're not impressive.
Okay.
They're not impressive to me. I honestly, who have they beaten? The Giants have beaten more over 500 teams than the Patriots have this year. So I even though they're at home, I think even though the Chargers are banged up, especially on the offensive line, they're losing their 2 linemen this year is really hurt that team. I think the Chargers are gonna shove it down their damn throat. That's just my opinion. I think they're gonna run the ball, and I think they're just gonna throw it all over the field.
I can't be mad at the analysis there. I think the Patriots win it though. I think Mike Vrabel's out to prove that he's the coach of the year. I think Drake May really steps into the spotlight and says, "Look at me, I'm here now." The Patriots have a good portion of veterans on that roster that has kind of been there and done that. I think the Chargers I kind of feel about the Chargers like you feel about the Patriots. I feel as though the Chargers are not a very formidable bunch. I think Justin Herbert is going to be harassed a good portion of the day. And I'm not trusting them to go on the road and play well. I think the Patriots win this one, and I don't even think it's close. The line is 3.5. I'm not picking a Ram style belt to butt type of beating, but I think Mike Vrabel makes a statement here and gets this done. Larry, talk to me, big dog. Patriots, Chargers. Where's your head at?
You know, I got to ride with the Chargers, man. You know, that's hardball, man. Hardball.
No, and that's another thing. Harbaugh's gonna do well in the playoffs. Huh?
Yeah, Harbaugh's gonna call a good game. But I was actually over here looking up. I'm trying to see what that weather is like. I think that's gonna probably be the determining factor.
It's partially cloudy, like 10-degree weather, but it's supposed to be between 30 and 32 degrees.
Yeah, I mean, East Coast weather this weekend is going to be hilariously warm.
Oh,
this time of
year. I can
It's
see if they
warming
was
up.
going.
Yeah.
If they was going to New England and playing in a blizzard or something like that, then you know, it might determine. But if they going in there and they playing like they back in California, I'm definitely.
It ain't gonna be that. It ain't gonna be that nice. It ain't gonna be that nice.
No. It's East Coast nice.
East Coast nice.
It's early January nice.
Yeah, it's 35, maybe, you know, maybe 32, something like that's around that time frame. Breaking news, talk to me, big dog. Chargers, Patriots. Where's your head at?
Yeah, so it's an interesting game because both of these teams have top 10 ranked defenses, both against the pass and the run, and against points allowed. But both offenses are ranked in the top half of the league. I just think really what this comes down to for me is I don't trust the Chargers' offensive line to protect Herbert to throw the ball. Like if they can get a lead and run the ball consistently, I'd feel a lot better about that, but I just don't think they're going to be able to do that. The Patriots have been able to score on everybody this year, not just the bad teams. They've put up 20 plus points against just about every team they've played. So the Chargers are going to have to throw the ball. I just don't feel comfortable with Herbert having to drop back 25 plus times. And I think that's what's going to happen. And so for that reason, I'm going to pick the Patriots because I just think we're going to see too many situations where the Chargers are in 3rd and long.
Yeah, I feel you. I can see that playing out that way. Coach, man, shut this one down for me, big man. Patriots, Chargers, where's your head at?
So I like the Patriots in this game for the fact that, like that Hughes just said, like that offensive line is all beat up, and Vrabel is going to scheme and plot and do things to try to get after Justin Herbert. I don't want to say he's not ready for prime time, but it's like, I mean,
that's another one that's like, if not now, when?
I mean, come on, like Justin, it's like we got like last time we saw you in the playoffs didn't go too well. I'm interested to see because we saw this Chargers offensive line against now the Patriots defense isn't near as good as the Texans defense, but it's like a Patriots team who can get after the quarterback a little bit. Herbert was under pressure all day.
Mm-hmm.
He was running for his life all day. And I think the Patriots will put Herbert in the spot to where he will make some mistakes and the Patriots will capitalize on it. So I do see the Patriots. I think this game could be close, but I think it's to a point to where Patriots defense make a big play in the 4th quarter and they win.
Okay, I can respect it. Now for the Monday night game, last one of the day, last one of the playoff weekend. We got Houston Texans traveling to Acrisure to take on the Steelers. Ironically, we're going in reverse order. You know what? You and I gonna go last for this one, Coach. Breaking news. Talk to me, big dog. Where's your head at with this one?
Yeah, so I said I had 2 lower seeded teams that I projected to win. This is the second one. I just think when you look on paper at Houston and Pittsburgh, I just think Houston's the better offensive and defensive team. That defense travels outside of maybe Seattle. I think they've got probably the best defense in the NFL. It's going to be extremely difficult to run against that team. And I don't know if you guys have seen it before in the playoffs, but I can kind of remember a picture of of what Aaron Rodgers looks like when he gets harassed in the playoffs, and it isn't always pretty. I think it's going to take Pittsburgh getting some turnovers. If you remember in the first half of the year when they were kind of surprisingly uh, off to a really hot start, the defense was manufacturing short fields. They were manufacturing turnovers. They're going to need that in this game. Like, I just don't think they can straight up win, in a quote unquote, back alley fight. They're going to need short fields. Pittsburgh is to win this. They're going to need their defense to come up big. If they do, they got a fighting shot because it is in Pittsburgh. And that crowd obviously be rocking, but I'm going with Houston. I think that Houston will win and they'll cover the 3.
I got you. I can respect it. Larry, where's your head at, big dog? Steelers, Houston Texans, Monday Night Football.
I don't know why you didn't want to go with me next to Steve, because where I'm from. I'm from the H, man. But you know what I'm gonna say? Like I said before, I love hot teams. I love hot teams going into the playoffs. Jaguars are actually the second hottest team. The hottest team is right now.
They won 9 straight
games.
They won 9 straight.
Houston Texans, and that defense is just steamrolling team, dude. And I don't know what you're gonna say. I know Steer's gonna probably be pissed, but I don't know what Broderick Jones having for dinner that night. But his dinner's gonna.
Yeah,
oh, he's not.
Oh,
I thought
Broderick Jones ain't played for almost 6 weeks.
No,
that's even worse. Hey, they about to. Hey, look, Anderson, and one of they about to be eating your offensive line lunch, they dinner. They about to go over, start eating all their snacks. Hey, dude. Hey, that is a ferocious front. I'm taking the Texans. I think they'll cover the 3. It might be a little bit closer game because Steelers got some vets over there, but I think they're gonna pull it out.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, I can respect it. Villain, where's your head at, big dog, man? Texans, Steelers, Monday Night Football.
I mean, it's basically a pick 'em to me when you're a road favored by like less than 3 points, right? But
just 3.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So, but to me, I think the Texas defense is just, to Larry's and Brian's point, they're ferocious. They get after it. That defensive front is good, and that secondary is a lot better than people think. They cause turnovers. They cause havoc. It's going to be if Aaron Rodgers can get the ball out of his hand quickly, and DJ Metcalf, if he can be a factor down the field blocking. I think if the Steelers can run the ball on this defense at all, it's got to be second level runs, right? They got to get people down the field blocking and breaking Gainwell, because Gainwell and Warren are a really good 1-2 punch. Where would the Steelers be without Gainwell?
Gainwell?
He's MVP.
He's the MVP of that team, at least offensively. So I think that enough will keep the game close, but I think CJ Stroud will make some plays, and I think the Texans will win a close game.
I can respect.
I'll say this something I don't like about it, dude. What's up with the NFL moving to a Monday night playoff game? So we talking about schedule.
They've always done that. What are you talking about?
Yeah, they've been having the Monday night football game for
a couple of years, but it's still
they've been doing it. But I'm like, dude, come on, bro. You got a team playing on Monday night in the playoffs?
That's nasty work. Because we got to watch Raw.
Yeah, especially like with Raw. And it's like I ain't watching Raw.
We ain't watching that on Monday.
Well, I mean, you gotta have 2 screens. Bro.
No.
I'll let you watch Raw on Monday.
That is not gonna happen. Coach, talk to me, big dog, man. How do you boys get it done?
You know what? I'll say this. It's like the Texans defense has been talked about, and it's like I think the last time a lot of people saw them was them literally throwing Josh Allen off the back of a speeding truck. The last time a lot of people saw this Texans defense. And if they can do that, if they can get after Rodgers and just keep him moving, make him move, don't let him just sit back there and dissect it. This Texans secondary is better than people realize. You have Lassiter back there, and it's like, okay, DK Metcalf is coming back with like, DK, meet Derek Stingley Jr. You guys are gonna get well acquainted on Monday night. So that's a matchup that I can't wait. Just as a football fan, not even as a Texans fan, as a football fan, seeing DK go up against like Stingley Jr., that's going to be box office. That's going to be worth the price of admission. But I'll say this. When it comes down to it, who's going to make a play in the fourth quarter, I think I trust Aaron Rodgers more than I trust CJ Stroud. And I think if the game is close and if it comes down to, hey, who's going to make the play, I trust Aaron Rodgers more than I trust CJ Stroud. Now, do I think the Steelers win? Of course not. But I do see that if this game is tight, I can see like if Rodgers has the ball in his hands with a chance to win the game, the Steelers win. So
I can respect it. I think we win this ball game for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, it's at home. It's on Monday night. We don't lose on Monday night. Second of all, talking about hot teams.
It is a playoff game, though. Y'all lose those a lot.
We do those. We lose those on the road. We lose those on the road.
The Browns game was here, no?
But it wasn't on Monday night though.
Oh, was it on Monday night? Oh, I'm sorry. Like,
second thing. We won 4 of the last 5. And our offensive line, contrary to popular belief, has been playing significantly better. I like my chances. This Houston Texans team, this Houston Texans defense is the best in football. The absolute best in football. I'm expecting a slugfest. I'm expecting a low scoring game. It wouldn't shock me if this was 17-14, something on those lines.
That's what the Texans want. That's what the Texans want.
I mean, you know how Mike Tomlin plays it, man. I mean, exactly. we could play that. We could play that game. Mm-hmm. I just feel as though I feel as though we get it done. I think
no lucky shit.
Hey, you know what? Again,
look, man. Look, they hadn't already doused the end zone with holy water, man.
We need to douse the end zone with holy water, pour the horseshoes and the socks of these guys. I don't care what by any means necessary.
But that's what I said though. Like, see, I can take my fandom away from this and just analyze the game as a football game. I feel like, if Aaron Rodgers has the ball with a chance to win the game, I think he would do it because I think he wins it. He's done it before.
Here's the thing. The last time we played this Houston Texans team, it got ugly fast. Mm-hmm. And again, if you listen to me, my dad and I yesterday, we spoke about it. Now again, Kenny Pickett was playing quarterback. Offensive line was horrible. Matt Canada was calling plays. So I mean, it got ugly fast. But this Houston Texans team has success versus Mike Tomlin. D'Amico Ryans has success versus Mike Tomlin. But I feel as though you bring in an Aaron Rodgers for these type of matchups.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And so call them getting lucky versus the Baltimore Ravens or whatever the case may be. I think we find a way to get it done. And so, I can see it being 17-14 and nail biter all the way through. I don't think one team is up by, more than a score at any point. I watched a lot of Houston Texans games. Probably not as much as Steve, but CJ Stroud, does have a tendency to get rattled himself.
He do.
That offensive line does have some makeshift issues. So if we're able to generate pressure, don't sleep on, Cam and those guys. I think it's going to be a slugfest type of game.
But serious, did you see what Zay Jones did to your secondary? And y'all got a dude named Nico coming y'all way?
Yeah, that was a blown coverage. That's blown coverages.
Yeah,
that's
twice.
That's why you get in the film. We had to allocate
the first time Zay Flowers ran right in front of Ramsey. The second time he ran right behind him.
The first time it was a blown. It was a blown coverage. He ran past Patrick Queen.
He ran right across Ramsey's face.
Right across Ramsey's face. So.
Yeah, he ran.
I mean, again,
he ran right past him. Yeah.
Styles make fights. We had to allocate resources to stop Derrick Henry.
Of course, which you did. And look, as much as I love Woody Marks, Woody Marks is no Derrick Henry.
So he's no Derrick Henry. Mm-hmm. So I do believe the defense will be able to make some adjustments. And again, I do expect this to be a 17-14 game. I really do.
Like I said with Miami earlier, whoever gets the 21st wins this game
easily. I think that's the thing.
Race to 20. Mm-hmm, yep.
Race to 20, kind of like we did with Miami. But I do think I'm gonna be sitting here next Tuesday happy.
Hey, seriously. Hey, let me ask you this, dude. Since we're talking about all this Texans, Steelers, and all this other good stuff.
Yeah.
If your Steelers do lose, Does Tomlin stay?
It depends on how he loses, in my opinion. I think if we are competitive, and we don't do stupid stuff, if we get off the bus and just play and the Houston Texans beat us, then I think he stays. If we get blown out and it's a boat race, I think he's gone Tuesday morning.
Another playoff loss. I think.
Another playoff
I
loss.
think regardless if he loses it, I think he's gone.
Another lackluster playoff loss.
Remember the organization though that you're talking about. I could see a scenario in which he loses the playoff game and he's still there.
I can
Or they
see
could
that.
be like,
too.
or they could be
I don't
like,
think he's gonna get
Mike,
fired.
leave. Yeah, they could be like,
Yeah, I don't
Mike,
think he's gonna-
leave, please leave.
Yeah.
Don't make us fire you, Mike. You know, like please leave. You
I
know,
can see one of these scenarios playing out. To be honest with you, I mean, if
Mike
we win it,
Tomlin
obviously,
Mike Tomlin is gonna love Atlanta.
I would love to see him in Atlanta. If he left us, I'd love to see him in Atlanta. I ain't gonna hold you. But with that being said, let me get you guys out of here, man. Breaking news, man. You know what to do. Shut us down, big homie.
It's always a pleasure, boys. Best of luck. Just want to say, it's always great talking sports with you guys. We've chopped it up for quite a bit over the years, and it's always a pleasure. Appreciate all the TikTok presence that the executive view has, and all the clips that each of you guys put up there, so that we have the content. So if you're on TikTok, make sure you go check it out. It's great. See you guys.
Appreciate you, big dog, man. Coach, you know what to do. Get us out of here, big homie.
The executives view exclusively on TikTok and no other social media platform, just TikTok. Anyway, guys, look, keep rocking with us. If you see the show, share the show. TikTok, X, Instagram, Facebook, Spotify. Listen to the show. We're all over the place, not just on TikTok, contrary to what Brian believes. But y'all know how I do it, man. God is good
all the time.
Make sure y'all drink y'all water. Stay hydrated, okay? Even in these winter months, important to stay hydrated. And, of course, get your dubs up. Wu-Tang is for the children. See y'all.
Yes. Appreciate you, big homie, man. Larry, you know what to do. Get us out of here, big dog.
Hey, man, I forgot I always follow Steve, and I say, man, don't just see the show and share the show. Like the show. Subscribe to the show. Follow us. We need some more followers on all our platforms. We need some more subscribers on all our platforms. So don't just check us out. Stay in tune with us. Stay catching everything that we put out there. You get the alerts. I was a pleasure. Like I say, I don't know what Brian been hanging out with us too long. He talking about chopping it up. Next time he gonna be talking about some chopped and screwed or something. He gonna be over here. He been hanging out with us for a minute, bro. He gonna be over here talking about what it do, man. He gonna be over here like he from the south. Hey,
fucking deuces, baby.
Right.
Let me find out he got a car with some swangers over there. Let me find out. Hey. But yeah, bro, always good hanging out with y'all boys. We got big things coming. Look, hey, me and Breaking News, we already started the initial conversations. That Bang Bang Nana game is coming, and we got to get this launch pad going. We back into doing more big things. 2026 is going to be lovely for us.
Yes, sir, man. Appreciate you, big dog, man. Appreciate sharing the space with you, man. Villain, get us out of here, big dog.
Yeah, man, I can't say it any better than this because we're on all social media platforms, most of them anyway. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
You about to get a Twitch too, bro.
We got Twitch. We gonna get started on.
We're gonna get Twitch next.
We got a lot of things coming and popping, and big things popping. But listen, it's gonna be a great year for us. We got a lot of things planned for us. Listen to our WWE show, Backstage Business tomorrow. We got shows that are popping up, Launchpad, obviously, in company. So just follow us, man. We doing big things, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, big dog. I will see you tomorrow, man. Yo, it's your boy Sirius repping that 412 and the 703, man. Such a privilege and absolute pleasure doing these show with these gentlemen on tonight. As they always alluded to, man, give us a follow, give us a like, man. If you see the link, share the link. If you see the show, share the show. I always say this in the beginning, man. We're all over the place. Special thanks to all the people that's been rocking with us, man. 2026 is going to be a crazy year for all of us, man. I always say this: the table's big enough for everybody. Just make sure you get in when you're feeling. We can feed everybody, man. We get everybody enough room to operate and do their thing, man. Looking forward to helping this Niner show get off the ground with these guys, man. Yankees will be back. Spring training starts out here in February, and it's about time to go. So we're gonna be talking about that. Launchpad will be back in a couple weeks, man. Took some time off for some other different things, man. With that being said, I always close out my shows like this, man. God is good, even though sometimes people are not, man. God bless. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.